Oh, you proved me wrong. This ain't a regular love, babe. It's that waking out your sleep with me massaging your feet, babe. It's that anything you want, I'm only here to please you. Until I met you, and I don't know if it's real or is it just a phase I go through, but I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, babe. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, babe. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure, for sure. I don't feel it's a one night stand. No. It's that look you in your eyes, make love in paradise. A one life stand. It's that sweep you off your feet, give you everything you need. That's what I'm feeling. It's that don't pick up the phone, cause we wanna be alone. And I never thought I'd feel this way, then you came along and proved me wrong. Oh no, I never had an interest in love until I met you. And I don't know if it's real, or is it just a phase I go through, but I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, babe. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, babe. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure. Since you came in my life, I see so clear now, yeah. You're so special, no need for labels.
Can I find a way to escape this madness? Lift my people from all this pain. Raise my daughter to be a good woman. Live a life that's not in vain. It's not hard to explain. I want a life that's beautiful. Life that's beautiful. We don't trust them, they don't trust us. We don't trust each other, conflict is a must. We got war abroad, we got war at home. Paranoid people packing guns like cell phones. Need inspiration, rise up to hold it down. Sick of seeing young bodies laying on the ground. We got to organize like they used to do. You wanna make it beautiful, you gotta stay true. Can I find a way to escape this madness? Lift my people from all this pain. Raise my daughter to be a good woman. Live a life that's not in vain. It's not hard to explain. I want a life that's beautiful. Life that's beautiful. Life that's beautiful. Life that's beautiful. I know good people, lives in the right lane, say the right thing, manage life and maintain. They dream every night, they pray every day. They build for the future and live for the day. The world is full of possibilities. Don't accept what you are, cause that's all that you see.
That's why we shine wherever we go. We shine wherever we go. We shine wherever we go. We shine wherever we go, Lord, Lord. Welcome to the mind of a pothead. On my head, see a young nigga got dressed. We don't give a fuck what the cop said. I'm living a legacy. So even when I die, I am not dead. Nigga, I am not dead. Fuck with me.
Great afternoon to you wonderful people. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of I Said What I Said. We are live from inside the What's In It for the Black People Media Studios. Usually alongside Toussaint Werner on a Tuesday, no less. He is not here on a Tuesday. Toussaint has claimed this particular day of the week as his own, playing off his name, Tuesday.
Lord, today, of course.
So of all days.
He's not here.
Toussaint's not here.
It's cool.
I see Candace wishing him a happy Tuesday nonetheless. So happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday,
Toussaint.
wherever you are, too.
Not to worry. I am still in great company. Joining me here for this edition of I Say What I Said is the one and only Miss Cassiopeia. She co-hosts the green side of things right here on the network Tuesdays and Thursdays. Cassie, how are you?
I am awesome. How are you?
Excellent. Nothing to complain about. Thank you so much for playing a little overtime today.
I know, right? Today is a long day for me, but I'm happy to do it. I'm honored to be here, like a whole show.
Yeah.
With you guys. Well, with you, at least. I said what I said. This is dope. I get a chance to be a little ratchet for a little longer.
Indeed. You know how we do. This is the intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. So you bring all of your intellect and all of your thug.
Absolutely.
And we'll have a good conversation.
If y'all don't know, I'm from the 9, okay?
Like that. Each and every weekday, guys, 3 to 6 p.m., we get together right here and we are discussing issues that are currently impacting the black community, how those issues impact us as individuals, but also how they impact us as a collective. And along with your help, we talk through many of these issues in hopes of finding the optimum solutions for how we can overcome said issues. Again, we want to overcome them as individuals, but perhaps more importantly, we want to overcome them as a collective. So thank you all so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. As always, your input is valued. It is certainly appreciated. Absolutely anything you want to add to the conversation, feel free to do so. We will read through as many of your comments as possible while we go through the show. We would kindly request you please take a quick second to share the broadcast, as I will do now. Share it on your personal page. Share it even within your personal network. Absolutely anyone that you think would add value to this conversation or find value in this particular conversation, we welcome them to be a part of the discussion, because we think that the more like-minded individuals we can get to be a part of this discussion, the better the opportunities we have of reaching those aforementioned solutions. So please, if you will, take a quick second to share the broadcast. Again, this is I Said What I Said. It is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. My name is Herb. Her name is Cassie.
What's up?
What's good?
Man, everything. You know, I had a great weekend. How about you? Well, I had some bull I talked about a little bit earlier happened to me this weekend. Yeah.
I didn't catch the green side of things. So tell me what happened to you on the weekend, and then tell me what y'all got into on the show.
Yeah, man. So like we were talking about on the show reparations, right?
Okay.
And they were talking about, how actually Evanston, was like got the ball moving as it comes to actually receiving reparations. But they still taking them through all the bullshit, and talking about, and their whole issue was the redlining in the historical days of Evanston, right? So this weekend for me, I'm trying to get an Airbnb for me and my family and take a quick little staycation downtown so we can go to the lake and go wherever we want to and walk around and all that type of stuff, have a beautiful room. And when it came to actually getting the Airbnb reserved, they actually kind of take you through some back and forth. It doesn't reserve automatically when you put your credit card in. The person has to contact you. So they hit me up and he says, I see that you're from Chicago. What you want to do with the property?
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Right?
We get that kind of energy.
Yeah, right. And right before that, I had to put in my driver's license and actually take another picture. Oh, wow. Right? So he said, he says that, and I'm like, staycation with my family. And he says, okay, well, the house rules are no partying, no loud music after 9 p.m. You can't. The police will call on you, all this stuff, right? All right, whatever. He said, do you agree to not violating the house rules? Yeah, I agree. Then he says, there's a $600 security deposit, which is 100% refundable. I'm like, really?
At this point, you're just trying to keep me from making this reservation. You don't want me to go through with this no more.
You don't want me to go through with this. And all I said was, okay, what all goes with this whole security deposit? Like, I know that don't violate the house rules, but is there anything else that you're not saying to me that you try to might catch me on later?
Later for my 600.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he says it just means don't violate the house rules. I'm literally about to be like, okay. And he immediately declines the request.
Wow.
This is like, at this point, it's only a 2-minute interaction.
Wow.
And, you know, a delay of text messages. So then we try to find another one. I reported his ass as discrimination. I did another one.
Because clearly.
I did another one, another beautiful location downtown. He owned that shit too. Looked him up. He owns 64. His company owns 64 properties on Airbnb. A lot of them being in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
So then
it's a lot of money to be made off that.
Man.
If you are equipped to take advantage of it.
So we find a third one. And this time it's a lady. I'm like, okay, good. It's a girl. I should have a little bit better, you know, chances, right?
Sure. How'd that go?
So she taking me, she asking all the questions. She's gassing me up.
Right.
Oh my God, this is going to be great. I just need this, and that. I'm sending her all the stuff. And she's like, okay, cool. Just give me a moment before I confirm it. And then she comes back an hour later and is like, I'm sorry, due to unforeseen circumstances, we can't, you know, confirm your reservations.
Circumstances.
What? It's not. I was like, this is some crazy shit. I literally just got discriminated against in Chicago, 2021 for a fucking Airbnb.
Yeah, of course. It happens. It happens every day, all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just wherever you go, there you are, man. And we are in America.
Yeah.
And that is going to be, you know, things we got to deal with until the power structure changes.
Yeah.
Like, and those that are empowered have no reason for it to change. And so,
Yeah.
you know,
So what we did was I did a Facebook post asking for all of the Black-owned Airbnb spots in Chicagoland area, and I got a whole bunch of them. And fortunately for them, they booked and busy. So I was like, "That's what's up."
Right.
No luck for what I wanted to do over the weekend. It was all good. So we just gonna take the kids, you know, this summer to something. So
sorry you had that experience.
Yeah, it was really whack. It was really whack.
I think every now and then, I think we need that, you know, not so subtle reminder.
Yeah.
That like, yeah, it's still
ain't
that.
sweet.
Right. It's still that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It is still where we are. And, you know, I understand like people want to protect, you know, their properties and make sure that people aren't doing abusive things. And so it's fine if you want to put certain clauses in and say, hey, we want to make sure this doesn't happen, that doesn't happen. Do you agree to that? Cool. But to go beyond that is purely discriminatory at this point.
It's purely, and I wasn't going to have any problems with paying this security deposit. I just needed to know make sure I knew everything that was included.
Even that is not necessary.
Right.
The platforms are set up to where that isn't necessary.
That's real
because
talk.
all damages will be automatically charged to the card from the reservation.
That's real
right?
talk.
So when you make the booking, your information is there. If they damage your stuff, you take the photos of it, you send it in to Airbnb or Peerspace. All those different platforms are phenomenal about getting back to you and say, okay, we see that damage, and forwarding that charge. You don't even have to talk back to the person again who made the reservation. Like so that's not necessary to be like, we need a $600 deposit that we'll give back to you if you don't damage anything. If I damage anything, you have all of the information to charge me. You know what I mean?
I didn't even think about that.
So
now I'm actually pissed.
It's not necessary. I rented out a space that I have on Peerspace for a lot of different things, everything from baby showers to business meetings and all points in between. And I never really had problems with it, but when there was, you know, small things get broken, damaged, they get replaced. You know what I'm saying? That the customers are charged and they're replaced, and you move on with it. That's not necessary. They do that to specifically discriminate.
Money.
And you can set the parameters. Like I was like, you know, I was like, you know, 25 and over only can rent this space. Like I'm just not. You're not gonna have your 21st birthday in my party type
right.
shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. You know what I mean? Because at that point, I feel like if you turn 21. Some of your friends ain't 21, and y'all finna be in here drunk as hell. Like, nah. So I set mine at 25, and just to, you know, keep some shit away. But for the most part, you have those initial interactions. You get a vibe. You cool. Like, look, I ain't really tripping like that.
Yeah, and we didn't even have much of a conversation. And clearly, you got my driver's license, so you see that I'm 40.
Yeah.
Along with the fact that you already profiled me because I'm from the South Side.
Right.
But you see that I'm 40. What? I ain't on that.
Right.
And I told you this is for up to a 1-year-old. From
Right.
17 down to a 1-year-old.
Right.
We all gonna be sleeping 9 o'clock anyway.
Right.
Because I'm tired.
That's crazy.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It was really crazy. I was real pissed. So but you know. We took the kids out anyway and had a good time.
I can dig it. I can dig it. What y'all get into on the show today? Reparations and what about?
Man, right? The struggles that they're still facing in Evanston. So, learning the fact that Evanston, the organizations that are going to be handling the receiving of the funds are not really even Black owned. Right? There's a Black community.
And then what do they charge to disseminate the money out?
No, what's happening is there needs to be some entity that actually receives these funds that come from, because how they're getting their reparations is portion of it's coming from cannabis sales in Evanston. Right. So, once cannabis pays their 3% tax, that fund has to go somewhere.
So you need
to then
another organization, and we have people that stand in those spaces in our communities, Monroe Foundation and other places that are stand in those spaces. But that's out there. Those are white organizations.
One of them is the Evanston Community Foundation, and I asked her, I was like, "Who is over there? Is this majority Black?" And then she sipped her tea on that one. Right. And then she said the second one is some kind of like Black community organization. But the other issue is that a portion of the funds is supposed to go towards housing. Only $400,000 of the $10 million they're supposed to be getting is going to go towards housing. And in order for you to even qualify for a portion of this $400,000, and each individual has a cap of $25K, they still got to go back to the bank to apply for a mortgage, which they can still get denied for. And she was like, that is completely opposite of what reparations is supposed to do. Right. I should not have to worry about qualifying for anything. Just run me my goddamn check.
Right. I'm qualified because of what y'all done. Because of what y'all have done.
Right? Period. And the only reason why I have issues with qualifying is because I'm Black.
Right. So the same process,
it's a trick fuck. And so she says that they need help. And she says that, Robin Ruth Simmons, who was the 5th Ward alderman out there, has been, of course, at the forefront of getting this done.
And I'm a fan of hers.
She is the dopest, but she says she's getting attacked by even Black people out there, Black organizations, because, of course, she's facing this. She said the whole weight is all on her shoulders. And directly going up against systematic oppression, of course you're going to catch flack. Of course it's going to be hard. Of course you're not going to get the outcomes that the whole community wants you to get. And so she says she needs support. She needs help. They said she's not even going to rerun. She's not going to go to be elected again as alderman. She said she's going to stay on to help out reparations, but not to get reelected. So it's just she blatantly stated, the sister Indona stated that they need help, they need support, because right now they're one of the only ones out in the country that it's actually happening. So in order, we got to make sure that this gets done correctly.
Yeah, this one is key because it's the first one, and so I think that me personally, I would put more of an emphasis on it getting done than necessarily all of the processes, right? I think that it can get better, but I also see the risk of, if we set a poor precedent for what it looks like, then that's what it'll look like throughout the country. Absolutely, so I understand that piece as well, and trying to get this thing right. But I also am very weary of the possibility of it saying, okay, see, this is why we can't do it. It's too complicated, right? You can't figure out how to get the money to whom it's too complicated, and then you have another 10 years of arguing about how complicated it is, right? And so I think that, it's important to push this thing through and get the ball rolling on it, to set some kind of bar for what this could look like, and then continue to try and build upon that. I also don't want to put the entire pressure of the reparations movement on the shoulders of Robin Ruth Simmons, or even Evanston for that matter.
Or even Evanston. It's too small.
So,
she said it's only 16,000 Black people there.
Yeah. So you'll continue. So, to make sense to me is take $10 million and divide it by 16,000 and cut the checks.
Man, cut the checks.
Just
it should come in just the way stimulus does, right into my bank account.
Yeah, it's $10 million, it's 16,000 people.
But see, I've heard that there's so many, there's so many.
How many of them 16 live in your house? Whatever. All y'all getting it.
There's been too many people that have commented on, well, if Black people get it, all they're going to do is vote.
I don't care.
Who cares?
I don't
Absolutely.
care.
That's their business. That's their reparations. It ain't none of your business on how they actually spend it.
First of all, I don't necessarily believe that to be true, but second of all, for those of us who will, go out and buy J's and rims, oh, well, that's their money. They can buy J's and rims with whatever they want, fam. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. But give us our opportunity. Don't you tell us that's a reason for not giving. Shut.
And you just make
sure
you
hear that from Black people.
You do what you think is going to be best for it. That's it.
Right.
Do your fucking shit.
Right.
They still talking about two on here. Two
Now, because he
over here
popped
talking-
in, two
right.
popped in. He said he muted, but he see them talking about his. Because I think Garda said, "At least I found a better looking co-host."
That's
And so-
Alvin that said it. Hey, Alvin.
And so, they had two heads. But shout out to my brother. He is handling business and getting things done out here.
That's what's up.
And,
It's an honor to be in your seat too. It's all good.
We'll get him back when we can. You be safe and be well, my brother.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll definitely make fun of you the entire time that you're gone. There's no doubt about that either. All right, we'll definitely make fun of you.
But I'm with you though. Too. These lights is way too bright for this light skin.
I
okay?
think we might got a shade darker than what's usually sitting over there. You might have a little bit more melanin than too.
Ooh.
You might have two.
I rarely hear that, so I'm gonna take all of it
Yeah.
and run with it, and it's on tape
You
now.
might be up a shade on too.
Sorry, too.
We rolling with that.
What up, Q?
Lots of things we want to get into on the show today. There was a quadruple homicide in Indianapolis.
Yeah, man.
Terrible story. Like terrible story. Quadruple homicide in Indianapolis that may have stemmed from a dispute over stimulus money
Yeah.
and tax money. Ultimately, it was a dispute between two parents, mother and a father, and it ended with the father coming to where the mom was at with her family and murdering 4 people, and then
Including
kidnapping
7-year-old.
the youngest child, which was his, but he killed the 7-year-old child, which was not his. He also killed her mother, her brother, and I want to say a cousin. He shot her in the back. She's the only one who survived,
She survived.
which is, I don't even know if that's worse or not. Like, you know what I mean? She did not die, but her oldest daughter, 7 years old, her mom, I think 43 years old, her brother, I want to say 25 years old or 21 years old, and then a cousin that was about 33 years old. I'll read the article as we come up on it later, but I just wanted to, let people know some of the things that we're going to get into today. Did you hear about that?
Absolutely, I heard it. I heard about it this morning. Yeah, I had a brief conversation in regards to it. We got some serious stuff that we got to be talking about in regards to what I believe this is related to.
Yeah,
Right? It's not just money.
yeah.
Yeah, there's something way deeper. It's $1,400 worth 5 bodies.
Well, I want to talk about that too because we've been seeing a lot of these memes going around making like jokes about the $1,400 thing,
and
right?
all
And
the
it's like,
kids
and
and
people
everything,
acting like it's $1 billion, whatever. And I understand that they're doing these things in like tongue in cheek, but I think there's a part of us that really thinks that's some bread, right?
Yeah,
Like they really thinks like that's some money, and that's when you have that type of thinking. And you pissed, and you need to be giving me this much of it, and then all the other shit comes into it. Definitely want to dig deeper into other causes of such a tragic event. But to read that story was heartbreaking. That was tough to read. And then the 7-year-old girl, like, fam, you are wilding right now.
Yeah.
And then you kidnapped the baby girl. I think she was 6 months old. She was found unharmed. And then they ultimately did arrest him after some standoff with SWAT and with the SWAT team. And so, we'll get into that story here in a bit. But that one was definitely tough to read.
Yeah.
George Floyd, his family, reached a settlement with Minneapolis.
Yeah.
$27 million.
Yeah. And I hear that they're saying that the judge talked about he doesn't necessarily like the timing of that coming out right on Chauvin's trial about to start on the 22nd.
They are in the middle of jury selection right now, and so while they're in the middle of jury selection, they're saying that it complicates the process with the jurors hearing about
influencing
the $27 million settlement. I can see that playing both ways.
On both sides.
Right? I can see that playing both sides. The prosecution is saying that the jurors may now be influenced by the decision and say, okay, well, the family took the $27 million, so it's over with, right? That is their justice, right? And then the defense attorneys are saying that, well, there's this presumption of guilt now that the city has paid out $27 million. So they're going to presume that my client is guilty. first of all, your client is guilty, so
Absolutely guilty.
presume
It's taped.
my ass,
Yeah,
right?
period.
But technically, but that's the argument that they're making. And so I think they're trying to ask for a delay to the trial. The defense team is asking for a delay to the trial. Some people have gone as far as to say this is grounds for a mistrial.
No, hell no. Then this is real. Now it's calculated.
Yeah.
It's all calculated because that's what they're looking for anyway.
Yeah.
Because once he becomes indicted and it actually goes through as murder, because right, we saw it happen here in Chicago. Lord forgive me, the white boy that pretty much didn't really get nothing. He got
Jason Van Dyke?
Yeah, with Van Dyke, is that they always find these other ways to charge them that doesn't really face head on to it being a murder, right? But he's not only getting
wanton endangerment and shit.
He's got second degree murder. He's got third and several counts and third degree murder, and then some other charges as well. Once he gets indicted, they know that there's going to have to be a serious change, and that officers are not going to be able to just get away with killing black folks for no reason.
I think that there's a fundamental difference when you're talking about, trying to cover up or explain away an officer's decision in 14 seconds, right? Even if he fires 16 shots in those 14 seconds.
Yeah.
That's one thing to try to explain away. To explain away a 9-minute act is different. You know what I mean? 14 seconds, we all know it's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But, heat of the moment, emotions are running, yada, yada, yada. Figure out a way to minimize what happened there. But for 9 minutes, you never thought to do the right thing in 9 minutes. That becomes a bit of a more complicated thing to kind of minimize. And so I think they understand that what they're kind of up against in terms of this case. Everybody's seen the video, internationally, everybody's seen the video. And so they couldn't even find jurors to say, no, I hadn't seen the video, right? Even the jurors like, I've heard about it. I know what's going on in this case, right? And so they're trying to finish the jury selection process. I think they had picked 7, and they were trying to pick the remaining jurors, and so they held another hearing to try and complete the process. But even I think the first person that they interviewed, the first prospective juror that they interviewed was like, nah, I am kind of. I can't be unbiased in this particular case. Like, I know too much about it, and so definitely some complications with that. We'll see what it means. I will read through that article a bit later on as well, because I've got lots of issues with it. Yeah, the whole entire thing, I've got lots of issues with it. From obviously the defense side, the prosecution, the judge, the Floyd family, Minneapolis. I've got issues all around this thing. I got issues, and so we're gonna get into that a little bit later as well. Along those same lines, the mother of young Tamir Rice, the 12-year-old from Cleveland, who was tragically gunned down by a Cleveland police officer while he played with his toy gun in the park. His mom is really, really upset with the likes of Tamika Mallory, attorney Benjamin Crump, Lee Merritt, and others. She has called them, quote, clout chasers. And she's offended by Tamika Mallory appearing on Lil Baby, the rapper Lil Baby's Grammy performance to his song Bigger Picture. His song Bigger Picture, a huge song last year. It was absolutely about the movement. I think it was well done. It was a good song. Tamika Mallory appeared at the Grammys appearance, and Tamir Rice's mom is like, nah.
I mean, I can see it. Some people may not remember. This is a really old case. Back in the day, Martin Lee Anderson. It's pretty much when Ben Crump's career really took off to a different level, and that Martin Lee Anderson was the young brother that was in juvenile detention. He had his grandmother thought that her vehicle was stolen, but he was like 12 or something and took it out for a joyride. The police caught him. The grandmother pleaded and was like, oh no, that's my grandson. It's not stolen. He's just being a 12-year-old. And they still took him in anyway. And right when he pretty much got into juvie, some, hours later, they are stuffing pills down his throat and he ends up dying. and they said that he died from sickle cell complications.
Wow.
Some bullshit. So
Right.
that's when Ben Crump really kind of stepped in, and there was like sit-ins that were occurring in Florida. The kids really took, to making that into a huge, case for activism. And that's where his career jumped out. And that's probably like 2010 or something. So it does look like, Ben Crump becomes the lawyer.
Right. He shows up every time.
For all of these different types of cases.
By the time you hear about the case, he's already holding a press conference.
He's got it. He's
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the way Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton were back in the day when it comes to this type of stuff. And so I could get it, and he says it publicly. Hey, I'm here to get y'all money.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Like, he says he's not the best actual defense attorney or prosecuting attorney.
He ain't never prosecuted shit. I mean, he ain't never. That's not what he does. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's a negotiator.
And he gets the money for the family. So I can get where Tamir Rice's mother could be thinking that way.
I can certainly get it. I think that as a people sometimes, and again, it's this lack of having an identity. I think as a people sometimes we can wrongfully place titles or responsibilities or even characteristics on people who, one, don't deserve it, but two, never even asked you for it, right? And so it's like, oh, we see him at all these things, and he's representing all these black families. He should be at the forefront of the black liberation movement. He should be, but he ain't never said that shit.
Right.
He ain't never said I give a fuck about the black liberation movement.
Yeah.
Like, I represent my clients, and I'm here to get us paid.
Yeah.
Like,
and now I specialize in
like
this.
me and them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, $27 million, if I'm getting 20% of that, I'm good. What am I? I'm like $5.5 million, something like that.
He real good.
Yeah. George Floyd, what was that, in May?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Less than 10 months of work.
Yeah.
$6 million.
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely cool.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's gonna keep doing it.
And I'm gonna do it again next month because they feeling, you know what I'm saying? Next time they kill somebody in wherever, I'll be down there too. And that's how I'll make $50 million a year off the bodies of black people, even though I'm not really involved in the movement to solve it.
Yeah.
But I didn't say that I was. Y'all just think I should be. And we got to start analyzing things critically.
Yeah.
And not just looking on the surface of things. And so when you see, the Tamika Mallory's of the world or the My Sons of the world, and I don't know for sure what their objectives are, the motives are. So I won't speculate at this point. But we see them and their celebrity and their star continues to rise, and you start to see their faces more and more, but nothing's really changing. Like, they just cashing checks all around the country to speak about shit we fucking dealing with.
Yeah, I think this kind of goes back to our conversation earlier in regards to reparations and how in this process of trying to, get reparations, there is the comparison to Jewish people getting reparations and the Native Americans getting reparations, but it's less complicated because they have a nation. All the emotions don't get involved in the negotiations because there's an actual nation that represents those two sets of people.
Yeah.
And this is where, for us, we don't have a nation. We're not even directly, besides knowing that our people were brought in shackles from Africa, we don't have an actual, real, solidified connection with the continent of Africa or even one of the countries.
Right.
So it just makes us, we're all
Toussaint say all the time, people can't name 3 countries over there, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe 3.
Listen, and we need to have a map up, okay? So
you know what I mean?
As soon as we say 3 countries every
right for
every
real,
day.
right?
South Africa,
people
Cameroon,
think it's a country.
Senegal. There
you know
go.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. They think it's a country. If somebody said that no one speaks African, but our emotions definitely get completely involved in all of this, and we get mad. Let that man do his job. Period. Let him do his job, and then let's make sure that the other people in the other aspects of whatever their work is doing their job.
All right, we way too emotional. I think that everybody does have a role here, and if the role is to go get some bread, then go get some bread. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of how they go about doing that shit, because I think that it is. I think that you can begin to be counterproductive to what the goal is for the collective. I open every show here and I say, we're trying to find solutions as individuals, but more importantly as a collective. And so you find solutions for individuals, and sometimes those solutions for the individual can be in direct contrast to the solutions for the collective.
Right.
And I understand it's tough trying to strike that balance. And I'm not saying that's Crump's responsibility, right? But I do have some issues with some of that shit. And, there's a way that it can be handled. And I think that by and large, we ain't really handling it that way. We just like, okay, one check to the next, they do it again, we get another check. And it's like, okay, Crump, these ain't your people, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's just one client, just a case file for you, cool. And then you on to the next one. But that's not going to stop. Is the goal to prevent the next one? And I don't think that could be your goal when you cash multi-million-dollar checks off of each one of these.
No.
I can't.
What work is he gonna do?
Doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
It's counterproductive. It's the same thing I would say about pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry. Like it doesn't. If I get rich off you being sick, why would I want you to be healthy?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. Like never mind, how you want to believe it in your mind that these pharmaceutical companies want you to be healthy. That doesn't even make fucking sense. You can't even make it make sense in your head, but you want to believe it, so you believe it because we're emotional like that. We want to believe that Crump has the best interest of the collective in mind, but common sense would tell you it goes against his own goals. Like it's counterproductive to what he wants to do. They stop killing people. How I'm gonna keep cashing multi-million-dollar checks? No, I'm not trying to stop it. In fact, call me as soon as it happens again.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm saying? Like. And, and I'll come get you a check, right? And then you got a decision to make, right? Yeah. Are you trying to get justice, and are you trying to say, well, I don't want anybody, because we hear it all the time, I don't want anybody else to die in vain. I don't want my son's name to die in vain. I don't want my daughter's name to die in vain. Yeah. Let this be the last one. Okay, then the last one ain't coming with a check, though, right? The last one got to come with something else. And once we go to the bank,
that's fucked
and
up.
we not really in the streets, right? We can't make a decision. And I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying, like I'm always saying, understand the side that you choose when you make such a decision. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you which side to choose. I'm not saying right, wrong. I just want you to know that when you make that decision, you are picking a side. They ain't the same.
I mean, you always get the aspect where you could do something with your money afterwards.
That's of course. Sure. That's what everybody says.
So that's
how people reconcile it.
That's where I be getting pissed though.
That's how people reconcile it.
If you're the family receiving these tens of millions of dollars,
sure,
right?
Sure.
Now you mad at Crump because he got you the money, right? And you pissed because it's not, the emotional space that you want him to be or the activism that you want him to be. But what are you doing with the money? Who are you helping out with that money?
I'm helping out Louis Vuitton.
What are you instilling?
I'm helping out Gucci, fam.
What institution are you creating?
I'm creating.
What policies are
creating
you
a great
money
closet?
Behind?
I'm telling you what I'm doing with it.
I'm
supporting my closet institution and my garage institution.
That's when I want to be like, shut the F up.
That's what I'm saying. Just
unless
acknowledge.
You're doing something yourself, then all your judgments towards somebody else don't matter to me.
Just acknowledge that you've made a decision. That's it.
Hey, can I acknowledge something though?
Yes, of course.
When I've tuned in after we're watching, after we come up our show, you know what I'm saying? We put it on in the car ride. And by this time, way before this time, y'all be having like 40 people watching. I'm kind of feeling this though.
What happened?
That we're not getting the same amount, or I'm not getting the same amount of love as when two is sitting here. Is it because I'm a female?
We do speak from a very, very masculine perspective. No, I don't know. I hadn't paid attention. We got 34 people in the Facebook thing right now. Maybe they watching you on YouTube. Maybe they watching you on YouTube.
They be watching on YouTube too.
I don't know.
I'm a love. Y'all tell me in the comments. So y'all mad? Y'all want to see too? Y'all mad? Y'all upset? Two's not here. This is not the light skin that they was looking for.
It's all good.
It's all good.
They'll be coming through. They'll be coming through.
Yeah.
Always
I
good.
love you guys.
Always good to have two here. But you can hold it down. You straight in the perm. Another Whitney Young Dolphin.
Yeah. Come on,
Dolphins
now.
in the building.
Absolutely.
Nobody's here to hate on us about being Dolphins today.
Nobody is here to hate on these
You know
Dolphins.
what I mean? It is what it is.
Yes,
you should have been a
class
Dolphin.
of 98 definitely should have been one.
You should have been a Dolphin. Period. Hey, y'all, Cassie was like captain of the cheerleading team at Whitney Young.
Was.
I remember
in sophomore year.
I remember seeing you do that way before I knew you, and I never connected those dots until recently.
But I'm saying though, we weren't there at the same time. I forgot. How did you see me?
Because my brother played basketball there. My brother played basketball there he got there in 97.
Okay.
And so I was around that program from 97, 98, 90. I was there from like 97 clear through 04 when I graduated, right?
Who was your
so
brother?
like Lonnie Holland and them, like that was the first class I remember being around. When Lonnie Holland won the state dunk competition. My brother named Ryan Howard. He graduated in 01.
Okay.
And so he was a freshman in 98 when we won state.
Yeah.
And so
I was on that basketball court.
Man, that thing was whew.
Yeah,
that thing was live down in Peoria.
Shout out to Quinn Richardson,
Cordell,
D.
Gates, Corey
Harris,
Marquise,
not Jeep.
man. Sankey. Was Sankey on that team?
Was Marcus playing at that? Absolutely.
Sankey might have been. He might have graduated the year before.
Well, no. Marcus Sankey's younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was playing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if he was on JV. I'm pretty
that,
sure he
that thing was so live, man. Like so live. Used to be so fun. Then after we won, the activities that commenced on that entire floor of that hotel.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah. Like that was crazy.
It was crazy.
That was crazy.
I had to go to bed.
Like I think back to it, I'm like, there's no way we were the age that we were. Because I think back to it, that thing was bananas. It was like 2 whole floors of just absolute
pandemonium.
Whatever you want. Okay, whatever it's. Whatever you're into, you can find it here.
NBA.
It was that kind of crazy.
It was like an all-star weekend.
It was that kind of crazy because after the tournament was over, it wasn't like just like Whitney Young won, and so Q is Q and Cordell is Cordell, and it was just a huge thing. But also Corey Maggette and them was down there, and Darius Miles and them was there, and it was just a whole thing. It was like, yo, this shit is bananas. It was crazy. I'm in like, this is 98. I think I'm in like 6th or 7th grade. Gee, I'm in there. I'm in the hallway, like,
seeing it all.
My brother, like, you good, fam? I am great. You can go, you go in that room, you go wherever. I am straight in the perm. Trust me, sir. Like,
oh my God, that was something else. I had a little taste of like some kind of life that I was like, okay, this ain't the life I want to be a part of.
I made the other decision.
I know, of course you did.
I made the other decision for a long time.
You did.
That thing was crazy.
Yeah, it definitely was. And that's actually like around the time when the internet kind of really hit the public for real. Yeah. And Whitney Young actually had a what do you call them back in the days? It was like a chat board just for that team. Right, just for this whole dream team at Whitney Young, and it was busting on, it was cracking on there. But then you had all the hate that was coming from all the other schools.
Yeah, that's all the time.
Man, we had this list that came out of everybody that did all kind of crazy stuff. Hey, listen, Audrey is on my network too. Audrey graduated
Audrey's
with me.
a Dolphin too.
She's a Dolphin, and she'll remember that list. Yeah, this was crazy.
Those was good times for sure. Even just traveling around, like even when we was out the state, like we went to St. Louis for the KMOX shootout. That thing was crazy too. It was like it was always something. They played Fenwick at Northwestern that year up in Evanston. That thing was crazy. Yeah. It was just like always. It was like a rock show every time.
It definitely
was like, man, like we want to see Q and we want to see Cordell and Dennis Gates and I'm just along for the ride and taking it all in.
I was having a great time.
And so I remember like because I was at all the games, so I remember like watching y'all cheer y'all and then Guys and Dolls because.
Oh, everybody love Guys and Dolls.
Thank the Lord for Guys and Dolls. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they had the tight outfits. What? They went to go get their hair done and even your heels or Samas before every performance.
That thing was stupid. Like the Whitney Young Simeon game, that used to happen at Chicago State every year.
Simeon game?
That thing used to go down at Chicago State every year. That thing was stupid.
And we won every year.
Every year. Every year. Every year. They always thought they had somebody, whether they had Bobby or then they had like this Kurt Ellison, and they always thought they had somebody like y'all not gonna win. Fam.
Come get these nerdy ass Dolphins.
Come get this work, and we send it up, and so everybody used to always be surprised at how rowdy we was, cause we just send it up all the time. We was loud and stomping and screaming, and you should have been a Dolphin and Nitro and. It was just the whole thing. It was crazy.
So let the record show y'all. Although Whitney Young is like white as hell now. Yeah. Whitney Young was a black ass school.
It was live.
And it's the reason why it was number one in state. It was number one not only in academics throughout the state, in athletics, through music and dance, like the most well-rounded.
We won the academic decathlons. We won city and
Everything.
state basketball championships, swimming,
Cheer-
track, girls basketball, cheer,
I coached and cheerleading team won like 10 years in a
baseball
row.
one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was a great school. It was an amazing school, and I want y'all to remember this. It was majority black until probably after you graduated.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, my class was definitely like black.
Because real shit, if y'all don't know what happened, some rezoning ended up happening. So if y'all know where Whitney Young is, it's on Jackson and Laughlin. And right along Jackson, right to the west of Whitney Young, is a row of really high-profile homes. And their kids.
It looked like the Cosby Show block. Like that block.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the block it looks like.
Absolutely. And we remember that there was complaints directly from them because their kids, because you got to test in to Whitney Young, they couldn't get in. So what ended up happening was they started
Cyrus
to
McGinnis, they got a name I ain't heard in a minute. That's what's up, Gardens.
Hey, Gardens. They ended up rezoning the Whitney Young area to ensure, of course, that they had to enforce that there's a certain percentage of kids from the neighborhood that got into Whitney Young, but they rezoned it so that majority of the white people that stayed on the west side were the ones that benefited from that.
Yeah.
And that's how they actually changed. So I started meeting youth that would come out of Whitney Young, and I would see a couple of black girls, and we would talk about our experiences, and they were like, "Oh my God, I'm like the only one in my class."
Yeah, nah, it was
And
different.
then they ended up having racist
Right.
actions that ended up happening a couple of years ago up in Whitney Young. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's different. You know, as the tide changes, so do the circumstances and the
Yeah.
culture, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about my time there. It was a dope place to go to high school.
Oh man.
Dope place to go to high school.
Absolutely.
It's fire. Fire. I used to cut second period and go to Moons.
Moons, that was something that must have changed over.
Moons is on. It's on Western and Madison. It's a little hole in the wall like diner.
So ours used to be like
Your ass just never cut
Wax
class, that's all.
Happening. No. We cut. We went to Wax Happening. We went to it was another spot.
Wallace's with the
No.
chicken tenders and shit. Wallace's on the west side too.
And we went to Domenzo's on Taylor.
Oh, you was tripping. You was going over there on Taylor.
No,
you going
but
to
it's
the
different
Menzo. And what was the
stuff.
place that had the pizza truck? What was the?
That was Domenzo's.
No, it wasn't. G. It was something else.
And y'all had, that's what I'm saying. Y'all had something different.
Yeah, he was tweaking.
It was different.
But it was definitely Bocce's. Bocce's pizza truck used to be outside with the big stupid slices.
We used to also, they came too. They probably got wind of the Menzo's doing it at first.
Yeah.
And then we also had, it was a spot that all of the police academy people used to go to. And we used to be real pissed at them because they would cut us in line.
Take all day. We trying to get back to class.
God, I'm
like,
trying to get
tweaking.
back. Back in the day, Burger King used to be up at UIC, and we used to go there too because you can get a whole meal for $2.16.
Sometimes I go all the way to Choli's in Hyde Park.
Oh wow!
Just because.
Because you was one of them kids.
Go down to Choli's and just.
I was kind of a goodie two shoes.
Yeah, well.
I was getting back.
Me too.
I was getting back to class
getting back too.
on time.
Yeah, well. You just gotta understand what class you got after lunch, and you kind of orchestrate that with your counselor at the beginning of the year. And so I forgot what my counselor's name was. He was cool though. But at the beginning of the year, I'm like, yo, at 7th period, because I think I had lunch like 6th period by then. Like 7th period, I need speech or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something where it was kind of like chill, you kind of stroll in or whatever.
Yeah.
I need something like that. So, get by you an extra little 5 or 7 minutes or something on the back end. Worked out. It worked out well, man. But no, I remember y'all doing y'all thing with the cheering, man. You and what was her name? Nicole? She had braces?
Nicole was Noelle's little sister, and that's who I think you're talking about, Nicole Bush.
Yep,
But
Nicole
she
Bush.
wasn't on the. Did she ended up? If she got on there, it was after us because she was younger than us. I think she was
Like
an
Cynthia
actress.
Jameson?
Cynthia.
Yeah.
That's my boo.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Spent many a evening, afternoon watching y'all. Like, yep. Coming to school here, fam. Coming to school here. But I never connected that together until, I don't know who told me. Was it Audrey? Maybe told me you went to, she said, I think Audrey might have said that y'all graduated from when you're together. And I was like, really?
No, we talked about it. We was talking about it, and you was like, wait. And I started talking about cheerleading. And you was like, wait.
Right.
I remember you.
I can vividly picture it. I can see you, to this day, I can see you out there in your uniform and stuff. Like, I can remember it. But I had never put that together in the last 5 or 6 years that we've known each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never made that connection at all. But,
You know,
Small world.
it is.
Should have been a dolphin is the bottom line.
That is it.
That
All
is-
day, every day. You should have been one. I'm sorry that you weren't. I hope your life turned out okay.
Because chances are it didn't if you didn't go to Winnie. No, see, that's why they be hating on us. Because that's why they be mad. Salim says, speaking of guys and dolls, do you all agree with those who think the Grammy broadcast was ratchet and vulgar? So I do want to talk about the Grammy broadcast. I did not see it to say whether or not it was ratchet and vulgar. Did you see it?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't even realize it was on.
Yeah, and that's kind of the conversation I want to have. You talk every year. There's this conversation about because obviously Tamir Rice's mom was talking about the performance from Lil Baby, and but every year you have these Grammy snubs, and everybody's got gripes, and I had the album of the year, or I had video of the year, or I had this, or I had that, and I should have got this and got that, and it's like, and it's black people complaining about this, and it's every single year. Same thing with the Oscars, and for me, I just get irritated at the whole conversation because why do we seek so badly to gain their validation for what the fuck we do? Like, and the only answer I've gotten that even makes a little bit of sense to me is that it affects how much they get paid going forward, right? So once I can say I'm a Grammy-winning artist, right? I'm a Grammy-winning singer. I've won this many Grammys. Now my price can go up. But again,
It's a
you
resume
cannot
builder.
be on both sides of that line. So if you are interested, I need to get to the biggest bag possible. Therefore, I need to be validated by white folks. Then you're going to cry about the Grammys. If your interest is black liberation, then you're going to say, fuck you, white people.
Right.
I don't need y'all validation for
Right.
how well of an artist I am, right? My people have already stamped and approved me. I'm good over here.
Yeah.
I don't need y'all fucking Grammy, right? But maybe that comes with a smaller check.
I mean, how many of the actual Grammy-nominated artists are really on the forefront of black liberation? Or at least spokesperson?
I was just gonna say that most times out of 10, if you're a black artist, you're probably not about black liberation anyway.
Or necessarily that
Okay.
being a part of your
if you are a
forward
black
movement.
artist who is Grammy nominated, you're probably not for the black liberation movement, right?
Yeah,
Because
probably
those are the artists that they
chasing
push
the
up.
bag.
Those are their record labels, and
Yeah,
so they
'cause at
choose
that
which
point
monies
you've
to
been-
put out,
yeah.
which records to put out. And so I'm gonna put out the shoot 'em up, bang bang, fuck 'em, suck 'em
the
songs,
bag.
right? But not for the bag. I'm talking about the white. I'm talking about the record labels, right? I'm gonna put out this is the music I'm going to put out, right? Because I have an agenda. I'm gonna put this out. I'm not gonna put out this uplifting black, power shit, right? But I'm not gonna say that 9 out of 10 black artists are of that ilk, because I think that there are plenty of black artists who are like, nah, I'm for the people type shit. You know what I'm
Did you
saying?
catch that?
It's just the ones that are at that fucking award show, they not of that ilk.
Yeah, them the ones
Of that
we're
ilk.
speaking on, though. Them the ones that we're speaking on, because the other ones don't even get the light.
Right.
Yeah, once you've been signed, you playing in that game.
Yeah. I mean,
Period.
That's
That's the corporate ladder
Yeah.
for artists.
but everybody plays that kind of game. It's the conversation we were having, a couple of weeks ago about Charlemagne versus Joe Budden. And Joe Budden's like, nigga, I own my podcast, right? This is mine. You work for iHeartRadio, right? And so I don't know what that looks like for you in terms of a check and all that. And that's not the conversation I'm having here.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between, me having full creative control over the content that I put out versus you having to approve or stay in the good graces of iHeartRadio, right? And so,
I think the other part of the conversation is it's not even on the artists, it's on the people, right? So black people in general who aren't the artists, they're just the
Right.
viewers, they're the supporters
Right.
of these artists that are upset.
Right.
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 So I think that question could be applied.
Oh, it's across the board.
Yeah, to all of the viewers and stuff on like, do we care
Oh.
if they get that Grammy or not?
yeah, we care a lot. I'm often asking the question: Is art imitating our reality, or is our reality imitating the art? Right? Like, which one of these things is happening first? And I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? I think.
That's a deep, dark hole.
Yeah, I don't really know. I know that programming is powerful, and so even if as a populace we're like, yeah, okay, let's not listen to the ratchet music, right? Let's listen to more uplifting shit, right? And I'll be the first to tell you there's a time and place for the ratchet shit, right? And I'm here for it, right? It just depends on what's going on,
Right.
But I will say that I'm trying to be more conscious of the decisions I make in terms of the music that I consume. Not so much because I think it impacts me that way. I really think that I understand what's happening out here enough to where I can, I like this fucking song, but I'm not finna be acting like this behind the song, right? That being said, my consumption of the music adds to them continuing to make it, right? Yeah. And so there are more people who cannot separate the two, right? There are more people who cannot say, yeah, I can enjoy WAP and bricks and guns and all that shit and not go and behave that way. Whereas there are more people who like, nah, that is the absolute way that I need to be behaving. I absolutely need to be fucking for money. I absolutely need to be shooting niggas on the block. And so I think that I'm trying to be more aware of how my consumption of that music, even though I don't think it impacts me that way, is still adding to the overall dysfunction.
Contributing to it, yeah. My mother, right? So I like TikTok. I used to cheer. I used to dance. I have my own dance team. So TikTok helps me continue.
So you be in them recording the stuff and doing all the little shits?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So if you look on my page now, right underneath these shows is like the latest TikTok I did. And I did Up. Cardi B's.
Oh, if it's Up, then it's
yeah.
Okay.
But I did the one. There's a famous TikTok or a viral TikTok that's out there with the choreographer showing it, and he's doing it like a boopy doopy doop. So that's the one that's out. But I also did it to the actual song. So my mom hears me making this TikTok or whatever, and she's like, "So, oh, you're just doing your TikToks?" I was like, "Yeah," and she says, What did she say in that song? I'm like, yeah, she say something about some, pussy, coochie, whatever. She was like, oh, you're gonna put it out?
And you gonna put it out?
And I was like, yeah, but I'm like, I'm 40 goddamn years old. Get off me. So I'm like, yeah. And she's just like, well, I mean, how do you think?
How's that blend with your brand and the face of the movement, Cassie?
Yeah. And I was just like,
you can't be simultaneously Queen Black Sister and be throwing your ass in a circle. You can't do both. I think you can.
So she's like, and I'm just like, it's a TikTok. It ain't that deep, but I mean. But it is. There's other people out there. Yeah. And I was just like, it's really about the dance moves for these TikToks, but I hear you. Time
and place.
I'm still gonna probably post it.
Time and place.
I definitely hear you. I get it. It's a position that I've been on as well myself. So I've tried to learn like this whole balance thing, later in my life or whatever. So
time and place, man. I think I find value in being a well-rounded individual. I find value in, being at a space where I can, be at the, community rally and be active in the community and do all that kind of stuff. And I was drunk as shit last night. You know what I mean? like you know what I'm saying? So we can do both. And we can go to church and then we can leave church and go to the day party at the rooftop. Like we can do all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to be just this person because I'm not just this person. I'm all of that. Like, you know what I mean?
It's definitely a slippery slope. I mean, have you all watched I don't know if I missed it on the show, but have you all watched Hip Hop Evolved?
I have not.
Oh, on Hulu. It's pretty dope. I think you will love it. I think y'all will love it. So they got, Deb on there, Waka Flocka's mom. And they talking about, the beginnings and where
she's the genuine article.
She what?
The genuine article. She's
don't
worry about it. Come on.
But, they're going through all of how they all got into the game and what hip hop was. And it comes to a point where they're starting to talking about like hip hop now and your Lil Durks and all of the one Vaughn and all of that. And she's commenting on like that's not what hip hop is supposed to be.
But her son,
listen,
we're gonna take a break.
Yeah,
we're gonna take a break on that because it's the hypocrisy for me and all of these things.
Yeah.
Do you just admit it?
Yeah,
just admit it and hold yourself accountable. I'm trying. I have a theory that. I heard this saying that no single drop of water thinks it's responsible for the flood. And so I think I'm trying to hold myself to that same standard and say, okay, Herb, this ain't really, maybe I don't feel like this is impacting me that way, but I am still a one single drop in this flood. And so how can I get my drop out of the flood? I'm trying. Gotta take a break. When we come back, we'll dive deeper into the conversation that we alluded to earlier. This is I Said What I Said. Cassiopeia is in for 2. My name is Herb. We'll be here till 6.
WIFTBPM.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Tuned into Minding Our Black-Owned Business here on What's in It for the Black People Media. Ms. Chimelita Tillman.
The great thing about what we do at the Harold Washington Cultural Center is that it doesn't just resonate on the South Side, in Chicago, in Illinois, in America. We're in 12 different countries with emergency preparedness programs for institutions and theater schools, as well as curriculum and stage plays. We are the only theater in the country that takes a delegation of students to the Tony Awards every year to get the full Tony experience. So that's everything from seeing a play to hanging out with Broadway actors to going to the grand gala at the Plaza Hotel after. I'm very proud of that. And when I say the only theater, I don't just speak for Black. I'm talking the only theater that pays for everything. We book their flights, we get them dressed, we put them in hotels, we feed them, and we burn them out because when we go to New York for the Tony Awards, and for those who don't know, the Tony Awards are the highest coveted award for Broadway musical theater. It's like the Grammys of theater. That's a huge deal because one, it's not cheap to do that. Two, this is something that even those that are professionals, there are people in Broadway who've never attended the Tony. So that's one of the things I'm very proud of.
All day. Check it out. See, while you was on the corner trying to scrape up pack money, I was driving 80 stack trucks off rap money. I'm back money. If you want it, come to the hundreds and ask for me. Meet them OGs that are blast for me. I'm right here. Ill Adidas, $400 jeans on me. Itchy with no safety, a loaded magazine on me. Southside, that's as wild as it gets. And no, I never sold crack. That's some house nigga shit. I'm not judging, but every man that's a man gotta stand by his principles, and I'm not budging. That's Mickey. You can take it how you want, but you can never be me. You can fake it how you want. I spit that uncut raw. You can bake it how you want. Break it down any way you like, you get the same result. Get in tune. The elephant in the room has now assumed pole position. Whoa. Oh. BJ, get him. Come on.
Reporting live from the gutter where that butter get gorillas jobs. That's why we call it work. The same work will get a nigga robbed. I throw my dice against the concrete. If the bitches pass, see you later. Grab my paper, tell us later, kiss my ass. This the jungle, baby, I'm a lion. Try me, I'll be firing. The same banger saved Private Brian. You the prey, you survive and hide. Better pray that them vultures and them rovers don't go flying by him. The mother niggas just so-so. How Linda birth a nigga this hot in the cold go? I went from 20-inch assassins on that Osmo to that pretty 760 sitting low on them bozos. Those are big shoes, you motherfuckers is so slow. Get caught without your heat in these streets is a no-no. Baby need Pampers, daddy need that photo. It's bread or nothing, big ol' niggas, you see the logo.
Whoa. Whoa. Come on, Scooter.
Look, I don't see a nigga alive. And if a nigga claim he better, then that nigga done lied. And if some niggas jump chose, bet them niggas done died. You can always spot a cobra by the look in his eyes.
What's happening, family? We are back and we are live from inside the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios alongside Cassie. My name is Herb. Two is not in the studio with us today, but always in his rightful place is little brother Ron Rilla.
What up, Ron?
Ron, what's the
Yo,
word,
what's
good
the
brother?
word, family?
Ain't nothing to it. How you feeling in there, man?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Making it through.
I saw y'all doing y'all thing on BOD this morning, man.
Oh yeah, you saw it. Did you watch the whole show?
I did.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I thought y'all had a real good show, man. The energy was up. The people was tuned in and engaged. I thought it was dope, man. Then y'all had Damon and Corey fall through. Them my people, so I always get to see them.
Yeah. Corey is super funny.
And Corey's a fool. Corey's an absolute whole fool. She
The
was
producer?
no Corey Bell. She's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, she's an entire fool. And so her and Damon Williams, also a comedian, were on the Book of Dawn this morning.
That's what's up.
And it was a good conversation. It was dope. They had differing perspectives on the Kirk Franklin thing.
Listen.
Yeah.
That shit was awesome.
Yeah.
Listening to him was awesome.
Yeah.
Because I had only read it. And so you
I assumed it was a child, like not just his child, but like a kid. You know what I mean?
He a grown ass man.
Yeah, you 33 years old, fam. You are being a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Right now. Like you literally are being.
And you deserve whatever your daddy is shelling out to you. I guess. Either way, it's like it definitely wasn't nothing out of the ordinary to me for a black father to say to his grown ass son.
I mean, I thought it was harsh. I thought it was harsh. But all I'm saying is, harsh or not, like your behavior right now in this moment, the fact that you are like secretly recording a conversation with your father so you can put it out and blast him, like knowing he's a star.
Yeah,
that's bitch ass behavior, fam.
Yeah, that's
like you know what I'm saying. So like,
and I would imagine that's probably. Like if the moment that didn't validate, Kirk, the way Kirk Franklin talked to him is probably the experience that Kirk has with his son.
Yeah.
Being like that, it's just like, I'm over you. You get all of this
Sick of it.
shit.
You already estranged from the fam. You get all this smoke, fam. I'm trying. I'm done with you. Whatever. Haven't had my porn session today. I'm done.
Listen, we were just saying earlier, like his whole my porn session. I definitely missed it. Was that. You didn't hurt Kirk Franklin. His followers aren't a part of the cancel culture fan base.
Nah, they
Generation Xers and boomers who actually are like, yes.
Second chances, third chances. No. He's just like me.
No, yes, cuss his ass out.
Fuck that.
That's how I talk to my kid.
He actually probably got some more fans after that.
More.
Right.
I'm definitely a fan now.
I'm a fan now. So it was definitely good to hear them go back and forth because Corey's like, man, fuck, dude. And then Damon was like, as a father, I think you shouldn't be talking to your son like that. And, Damon has a really good relationship with his son, who is, actively involved in the movement.
He's really active, and he's a part of, he's younger.
Yeah.
And, part of those millennials that are not going to have it.
Yeah, Damon ain't for it. He got arrested last year. Police beat him up on Lake Park over there on 53rd and bashed his head in, all that. Then they had him locked up over on 51st. Remember when everybody was over there on 51st, like waiting for the people to let them people out? But anyway, so Damon was like, nah on that piece. But it was a good conversation. Definitely a good conversation.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Book of Dawn today. And Ron and Mary was in there adding their flavor, and Jeremiah Fraser was on today too. So
that's what's up.
That's what's up,
man.
For sure. Cassie, we got to get into some things. We got to get into some things. Let's start with the Indianapolis quadruple murder.
That's heavy.
The quadruple murder in Indianapolis. 25-year-old. I'm trying to pull up the article so I can be accurate with what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
But 25-year-old. I'll find his name here in a second. He went to the mother of his children, went to her house, her family's house, and ultimately murdered 4 people. He murdered her mom, who was 43 years old. Her brother, who was 21 years old, a cousin that I believe was 33 years old, and her oldest daughter, who was 7 years old. Not his daughter, but her oldest daughter. They had another child together who was 6 months old. He kidnapped the 6-month-old after murdering these 4 people and shooting the mother as well. She didn't die. Yeah. And the police were called. Police responded to a call of a woman being shot in the back, and they arrived, took her to the hospital. She survived, and then she told them, y'all got to go back to that house.
Jesus. Because there's more people.
There are more people there. Like, y'all got to go back to the house. They went back to the house, and that's when they found the 4 people shot dead at the house. And because I guess I don't know if she was fleeing, and he shot her in the back, and so they found her in the street. But she told him to go back to the house. That's where they found 7-year-old girl, 43-year-old grandmother, 21-year-old, and 33-year-old, all shot dead.
His name is Malik Halfacre.
Right.
He's 25.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. This is one of those things where, like, right, it's supposedly over a stimulus check. And that he wanted a portion of that stimulus check for their 6-month-old baby. But for me, this ain't about a stimulus check.
Right.
This is some deeper issues that we have within our community that are just rearing their ugly heads and showing out in so many different ways.
Okay.
Like, this is, for me, the first thing that comes to my mind is we got some mental illness. Because in order for you to do something like this, over $1,400, you didn't just try to kill her, but you killed 4 members of her family.
No doubt.
Including a 7-year-old. That's something else. We ain't talking about that. This is past desperation.
So, no, we aren't. It's not. It's past desperation. This isn't desperation about
it's
money,
deeper
right?
than desperation,
But
than over money, right?
What I will say, or I will wonder aloud about this, is it stemming from that, right? I'm talking about the mental health issue, right? Is it stemming from this place of lack to where you can get into a dispute about money, stimulus check, or taxes? And I think they said they went back and forth. They spoke to her sister, and the sister said that they had been in this dispute about the money, and they said that the woman who was shot and survived, they said she ultimately decided to give him like $450, right? And I'm trying to find the lady's name, but they said they ultimately were, she agreed to give him like $450. And he was like, no, that's not enough. And then he came over there, they argued about it, he left, came back, and shot all those people. I have one of the articles in front of me right now that I'll read. I read a couple of different ones, but I'll read this one, and it says that the Marion County, and this comes from Fox 59 in Indianapolis. It says the Marion County Coroner's Office identified 4 people shot to death on Saturday night. According to the coroner's office, the victims were 7-year-old Eve Moore, 23-year-old Daquan Moore, 35-year-old Anthony Johnson, and 44-year-old Tamika Brown. All 4 were shot to death at a home on Randolph Street, according to the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. The quadruple slaying was reported Saturday night. Officers responded to a shooting around 8:15 p.m. at New York and North Randolph Streets. A woman was shot in the upper back. At the hospital, she provided the police with information about a shooting at a home in the 300 block of Randolph Street. Police found the victims dead inside the home. The case also set off an Amber Alert and the search for a 6-month-old child. Police said they located the girl unharmed Sunday morning. That led to the cancellation of the Amber Alert. Then later on Sunday afternoon, police arrested 25-year-old Malik Halfacre in connection with the shooting after a SWAT operation.
They didn't name it her. The girlfriend is JM. They're probably trying to conceal her identity.
Okay.
But, I mean, it is a place of lack. But for me, this is like, for real, post-traumatic slave disorder. I think this is the outcome of what this looks like, 400 years of not being, a portion of it not being able to deal with our trauma.
Denetrius Moore is her name.
Denetrius Moore, okay. And now, in these last, probably 50 years, just not dealing with our trauma. Right? And I think that is one of the biggest issues that we have to get past because, I was talking to this with my oldest son, and he was just talking about, like, man, he from the hood.
Right.
And he's just like, man, why ain't he thinking? I was just like, that's what happens when you have emotional trauma. You're not even able to think.
Right.
And he couldn't even really wrap his mind, around somebody doing something like this. And that's just like because when you're mentally ill, your emotions rule.
Exactly.
And we all have been in a space where our emotions overtook us, right? Luckily, for a lot of us, we got some support, some help, or there's a point where we're able to come out of it before it gets to a position like this. But everybody is not like that.
Nah, it can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen. Now, you hate for it to see it happen so tragically. And then for a thing to where you have this dispute, y'all been having this ongoing dispute, then y'all have it in person, then you leave, come back, and at no point are you like, this is a bad idea.
Gee, that means that you are drowning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In emotions.
You know what I mean?
You are
no longer in control here.
Yeah. Completely out of control.
Yeah, you are out of control in the truest sense of the word.
Yeah, the 7 is, it's all lives, of course, for me, but the 7-year-old, it's like, it's usually
you shot this baby, right? Well, you took your baby, right? You took your baby, you took your 6-month-old with you. But you shoot this 7-year-old girl? Come on, fam.
A 7-year-old.
Like you wilding right now, bro. Like that is very, very tough. And, I just think one, how inexcusable and despicable the action is. But then 2, it's like, who the fuck would do that? How and why does it come to that? And then I start to think about what would cause a person to do that. And, they said it was a dispute about money. Are we that desperate in our communities? Yeah. And are we that psychologically unstable in our communities to where a dispute about a few $100s could make me be like, fuck it, I'm killing all of y'all?
Listen.
You're not even thinking this thing through, fam. Where you going?
Y'all talked about it. I know y'all talked about it already, but the whole 67th and South Chicago incident with the 4 dead bodies, and the fact that the DJ is just wrapping up.
It was the casual nature in which everybody moved after the shooting.
He's just first of all, Dre and I were talking about, I want everybody to learn CPR. Because how many lives could have potentially been saved if we put our fucking phones down and actually did something so that you're not just it's like I can't deal with the whole, I just want to get the footage. Right. They want to get viral off of somebody's death.
Right.
Oh yeah, I was all kind of people standing out there.
Yeah.
Now I get for them, they're in fear because you got these cops and they got guns and everything. And if I try to step in and help, then that could be my life. But in these other situations when there's people just there's some stuff. So yes, I definitely believe that we are that emotionally and mentally unstable for this type of stuff to happen. And then also the fact that it's just so normal. It was so refreshing to hear the sister earlier that we was talking to on the green side, Sister Indona, talk about how we just had a murder, 2 murders the other week. The fact that it was such a low number and that it was like, we got to get on top of this right now because that isn't a norm for Evanston. Murders aren't a norm. Here, just 2?
Right.
Shit, that could be just 2 in an hour.
Right.
In certain locations in Chicago.
For sure.
I don't want this to be normal anymore. At all. Like, period. So it's just and I think it starts with that trauma. It starts with what we're dealing with on the inside to help us try to numb ourselves.
Yeah. And the things that we try to use to numb ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And so we use the money to, as Nicole said, get fresh, right? And, $450 ain't enough for me to get fresh, right?
Never.
Or it ain't enough for me to cop a fresh pack of weed or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whatever it is I'm trying to do. But, my bro, you're not thinking this thing through, right? If you are so tight about this few $100s, right? $450 or whatever. If she said she was willing to give you $450, what were you willing to settle at?
Yeah.
$600, $700, right? So you so tight about this few $100s.
Right, because the most, if it's going to be even, was going to be $700.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about $250 that you're willing to kill this lady and her whole family about.
Yeah.
Right? Where the fuck you going, fam?
Nowhere.
If $250 is that much to you, where you going?
And
you finna kill all them, take this little girl and get where with $250?
Let's really look at this though, right? He not even that. He clearly ain't thinking from he's clearly not thinking.
Period.
Because he wasn't even long gone nowhere. You just killed 4 people.
And drove around the corner type shit.
It was too easy for them to find you.
Yeah.
You definitely not thinking.
Nah, bro.
Because Like, you need to be gone.
Like, at the way you did it, you might as well just shot them people and then drove to the police station.
Absolutely.
Like, and then you got this SWAT standoff, which I'm surprised you didn't die in, or choose to shoot yourself in.
Yeah.
Right, because you see that a lot too.
Yeah.
But it's really tragic, man. I feel so bad for what did I say her name was? Demetrius Moore. Like, she gonna damn near wish that she died out there.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know what I mean?
It sucks. I'm grateful that.
I mean, she's there for her
alive and
6-month-old.
That 6-month-old has a chance that unfortunately the 7-year-old
And then-
her sister didn't.
And then this is what her father did.
Yeah.
Like there's.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, there is right now. It's for me. My only thought is, Demetrius, get out, go get away, like get your baby, find a new life. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? How do you pick up those pieces?
I don't know. Yeah, you definitely need someplace.
How do you pick up those pieces?
That,
you know what I mean? And you dealing with all that, and then you dealing with like guilt will set in, right? About all my family got killed because of me type shit. All these types of things will just set in on a person. That's not true at all,
Mm-hmm.
but those types of things will set in, and then her child was killed out there. Like, I don't know how this lady picks up the pieces and moves forward. It's a real tragedy, and it is not an isolated tragedy that happens in a vacuum. It is something that I think happens as a result of all of the outside pressures that we are under as a community.
So, I don't know how often y'all talk about this, but
Mm-hmm.
this is something that's definitely a part of my life now, and I definitely believe in it wholeheartedly. And our spiritual maturity, I believe, is something that's very necessary as well in regards to dealing with the trauma that we have, here. And, there's some older spiritual systems of, our ancestors that talk about the reason why that we're dealing with so much of this is because we have gotten away from our own traditions.
Right.
And we are spiritually out of balance. So we will keep facing this turmoil, this chaos, this heartache, and this huge trauma until we actually start really tapping back into some practices of our own. Like, I've even been told that the way we bury our family and our children, especially the youth, when you don't make it to a certain age, it means that you have not done a certain type of work on this earth. And so that means that's like kind of a lost soul that don't get a chance to go back all the way. And then those lost souls are still in this plane affecting the other youth that don't have the guidance and the love and the nurturing that they need. And so then they get all of it compounded on top of that. And so until we really kind of start addressing that type of stuff, I know for some it might be, spooky or you're not really used to it, but hey, listen, I think that's a part of it.
Nah, I feel you. I think that we absolutely need to tap into our spiritual selves, right? And be in touch with our spirituality and understand what our North Star should be, right? Because it's so out of line. It's always money. It's always the material shit. And you got to understand that when there are so many processes at play to keep you from getting to that shit, right, then it ultimately leads you to this sickness psychologically. And we ticking time bombs walking through our community. We were talking about that yesterday here. Like, we walking through our community as ticking time bombs, and anything will set you off. And in this case, you're dealing with the emotions of people who have been in an intimate relationship. You're dealing with emotions of people who have a child together, and now you're bringing money into it and feelings and everything else, and it's just shit is out of whack. And that dude hops completely out of his body and does some shit like that. And like, I don't know if the death penalty is even a thing in Minneapolis, but in Minnesota, I'm sorry. I mean, in Indiana. It's definitely a thing in Indiana. Indiana.
It just is.
Yeah, in Minnesota, I'm not sure. Indiana, it's a thing. So you're going to death row, right? I don't see how you can
avoid it.
Because you were here left, came back. This is certainly premeditated. You killed 4 people, including a 7-year-old child.
Yeah.
Like you wildin', fam. Attempted murder of another person, kidnap of another person. Like you.
Yeah.
It's
a whole lot.
It's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. But I'm saying, like, if we don't let go of the shit that we deem most important and really start to tap back into the shit that should be most important, we'll continue to see these types of things play out because we are in constant pursuit of something that ain't really out there for us like that. Right? Not under the current construct. Not as a collective.
Right.
And so,
what do you think about? So there was a time. So we was all a part of the whole, Justice Sorrell's.
yeah, that's where we met in 2015.
Yeah. 10, 15 with the nation, helped to, kind of push that forward. And I remember, the 10,000 strong, right?
Fearless.
And yup, the fearless, and the 10,000 fearless. And so the brothers would go out on the block. And from what I believe too was in on like collecting them statistics, maybe him with TJ. That there was like real statistics that when black men are just out on the block, like those numbers damn near either go down and even eliminate.
Yeah, we chose specifically the 79th Street corridor from King to College, and that's where we focused our time at through that entire process. And it was. What was it, Memorial Day weekend or Labor Day weekend?
It was
where they
they
had been consistently in the top 3 crime districts over that weekend for the past decade.
Yeah.
And so, in anticipation of, the violence of that weekend, we had just spent the months leading up to that just being present, just being out there, just being present. And we did everything from just walk and talk, knock and talk, hold little events, spoken word for them to come through, set up ciphers for them to come through and rap, hang out on the block, did little food setups, and just being present, right? And at first, people kind of just like what they doing, right? Like what y'all doing? So we would get questions like who are y'all? Like what y'all doing? It's like we ain't nobody. We just people who give a fuck, fam. If you want to give a fuck, you can come down here and give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And at first they kind of like what? But then the consistency, right?
Yeah.
They keep seeing you back. They keep seeing you back. They keep seeing you back. And next thing you know, you build these relationships with the elders and the shorties and everybody in between. And there becomes this just authentic interaction that changes, and it naturally kind of just quells the shit. And so the weekend came, not a single person was shot over there. Not a single person was killed over there.
Yeah.
And that was for the first time in a decade. And I have no doubt in my mind it was just because people showed up and came out there to give a fuck.
That's it.
Like,
so what happened with that?
In terms of it continuing to go forward, I think the idea behind it is to do that in the community, right? And then ultimately what you need to happen is for the people who live in that community to come in, join y'all, and take that over. And then the people who kind of spearhead that thing move on to the next hot spot and do the same thing there. And ultimately, we all need to get back to our own communities, right? And be present in our own communities. And so, but the idea is that you get here, you kind of lay a blueprint that is then able to be sustained here, but then duplicated elsewhere.
Right.
And to this point, despite continued efforts, right, we haven't been able to find enough people in a given community to sustain it without the people who spearhead it, right? So right now, you got like Marquin McDonald, who's out every day in Bronzeville doing his thing. He's got his great team of people that are with him, and they doing their thing. Shout out to Gardis and the rest of that team, right? But if they go away, does it continue? Right? If that group goes away, does it continue? And the idea needs to be that yes, it will continue because the people who are left there give enough of a damn too, and they're going to continue. And then Q can go and lay this blueprint somewhere else, and then on and on and on. Right?
What do you think is needed then to get the people of their own community to pick it up?
I think that we have to understand. We have to have a greater sense of value on the well-being of our communities more so than this individual pursuit of the bag, right? And so it's hard to tell people, yo, come out here and invest your time and love into your community when they like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill. I get you, brother, but the reason that you can't, like, that dynamic isn't going to change if this dynamic doesn't change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like we have to be about the business of taking back power. Not back. We've never had it. Taking power in this country. And to do that, we have to be on the same page. We have to be on the same page as a collective.
Black Wall Street and all the other Black Wall Streets that were around.
Sure.
So,
we gotta be able to duplicate that, but not only that, we have to be able to then secure that in a way that is allowed to be sustainable. Right. And so to do that, we have to get back into a space where we understand the value of community and we are willing. I was gonna say sacrifice, but I've learned not to say that. Uncle Walter Beach, who is Toussaint's uncle and godfather, who appears on I Say What I Said ever so often, he taught me that not to use sacrifice that way. Because I was gonna say if people are willing to sacrifice for the cause, he's like, Herb, you got that wrong. That if your value is in the right place, right? If you really believe in the value of black people more so than the value of this dollar, then it's not a sacrifice. That is what you want to do, right? Yeah. So I'm trying to be. I've been intentional about not misusing sacrifice in that way. But if people are willing to value the collective and the health of the community over this individual pursuit of a bag that you've been pursuing for 40, 50, 60 years and you still ain't got to it yet, but you still think that's the way to get to it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But if we don't flip that, then you aren't going to get enough people in it. Now, that's not to discourage the people who are in it because we still got to keep rolling, right? Yeah. But in terms of how do we get to a space where we got enough people to allow each community to sustain itself? Not until we let go of the bullshit.
Yeah, that's super deep. I mean, we've been talking about that and kicking it around because there are, these ideas and people are like, well, we need to have an organization. We need to get a non-for-profit and the government. No. What can every individual just do? Right. And so I get that. For me, it's just like, all right, it's right. Just hang out a little bit. There's some. I'm really saddened by my neighborhood, my block specifically. I've been on that block, so me and my mom inherited the home from my grandparents, and I literally was raised in that home, right? But now I've seen it completely change, so I'm not familiar with everybody and all of the people that I did used to chop it up with, help out, whatever. They gone on and done their own thing, so that's dope. So now it's actually like, okay, what do I do now? Who do I talk to? Especially because kids don't even really hang out outside the way that they used to. Like, you got to literally be on a corner.
Yeah, you got to go find some kids.
You got to go find kids and they're just in the house playing Fortnite.
Right.
But for the shorties that are out on the block like that, it's just like,
how do you engage them?
How do you engage them? Especially if I'm not, I could probably go, I would be able to find them more on, I'm by then Sins, but I'd be able to find more of them on 79th and Halsted. That's not quite my hood anymore. It's right there, but it's not quite, I'm not as familiar, but I guess you just do what you do.
No, I feel you. And again, I think, you just show up and you build new relationships, right? Yeah. And it's definitely doable, and it's also, tiring. You get burnt out, but you also get reinvigorated by the process. And you're out there and you kind of remember what you're out there for again, right? And so you definitely take time to yourself and recharge and make sure your mental health is still paramount.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just get back to it. And I think that, a lot of times we do have this idea of, I'm just trying to get up out the hood. And I understand it. The hood comes with a lot of fucking challenges. But if you're able to get out of it, right, then that means you were probably better equipped than others in the community to get it. And so we're constantly seeing the best of us leave, right? Yeah. And if our best always leave,
it's going to just keep.
You know what I'm saying? Because you want to go live around some motherfuckers who don't want you to live around them anyway.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to deal with that too.
Yeah.
But everybody wants out. Yeah. And I understand it for sure, right? I understand it for sure, right? Nobody want to go to sleep to gunshots and shit like that.
But if you want out, don't talk about it. Don't complain about shit no more.
Right.
Just go live your life out there with them.
Bounce.
But all the complaints and what other people should and shouldn't be doing, miss me. Yeah. Because you ain't trying to come and do no work.
We going to build this thing together or we ain't.
Or not.
We're going to be honest about where we are and what our circumstances look like and how our communities tend to look and function. We're gonna be honest about it, and we're gonna bust a move, or we not. And all I implore people to do is pick a side.
Yeah,
pick a side. And I promise you, I'm not here to judge you.
And own it. Yeah,
because I understand how you can be like, man, fuck
Yeah.
that, right? We've been at this thing for 400 plus
400
years.
years,
We ain't
right.
made no progress. I'm finna have a comfortable life where I can do things I enjoy and raise my kids in relatively safe environment, right? Or comparatively safe
Relatively.
environment.
Yeah.
And do that thing. I get it. I understand how you can arrive at that conclusion. All I want you to do is understand what else
what that means.
right. What else
for the
that
community
means,
you
right?
come from.
That's all I'm saying. Just understand
Yeah.
what else that means. And cool.
Because when it comes down to like Asian communities, Jewish communities,
How they posted up right
Mexicans,
there.
Well, and
they're gonna deal with it. Whatever.
well, the other thing is the parents are like, I am paying for you to specifically get a skill and to get the education and the credibility to bring that shit back.
And contribute to what's going on here.
Period.
Right.
Like, I'm not paying for you to leave us and go somewhere else and build up somebody else's neighborhood. No, it's to come back. I
Or
think-
somebody else's business and go to school and go work for them. Like, nah, go to school, learn that shit. Come run this business, man.
Come run this business. Come run our business. If you think that we're doing it wrong, awesome. You go get the education and the skills needed to make
That's
sure
how
that
they
we do it right.
and that's how they duplicate their gas stations and their hair salons or
Listen.
whatever the fuck it is.
Listen.
Like, you come in here, you put the time in here. You might make pennies on the dollar for this time, but you learn and you understand it, and then as the pot grows, boom, now you go open up the next one.
I
right?
think I can't remember if it's North Korea, South Korea, or China. Forgive me, guys. But one of those countries, if you're from there, born there, and you come over here, you will lose your citizenship and will be exiled if you do not come back within a certain amount of time. I think at the most 5 years to bring back
Fuck
whatever
you, fam.
skills you're getting
Because
back to this country. You can never come back. So
Because
you're going
fuck
to miss out
you.
on all your family.
Because you have made, that's what I'm saying. You've
Yeah,
made a decision.
absolutely. And that's how we need to be.
You
wanna
made a decision, fam.
Fuck you. Fine. You think that's great. That grass is obviously
We wish
greener
you
to
well, too.
Fine. That's great.
Good luck.
But if not, when you go and get this education or you go and get these skills or fellowships or whatever it is,
Bring it back.
that shit back.
Bring it back. Let's do us.
Yeah.
Let's do us. And then we won't be crying about, oh, they didn't give me a Grammy. Fuck them, fam.
No, right.
Like,
You should be upset if you didn't get a BET award.
you feel me?
Real
And fuck
talk.
that shit too, because they didn't, they ain't us either. But I get your point. Your point is well made, right?
There's way
Right.
more black people involved. in
Yeah, your
the
point.
BET award-
Yeah, that's
awards,
true too.
Yeah, so
That's
yeah.
true too. Your point is well made. Yeah, but like that, that's what we need to be on.
Yeah.
Like, build up our shit, G.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
find
it.
out what it is you do and do that shit on our team.
You know how, like, in the black community, right? If we want some Asian or we want some Italian restaurant to be in it's going to be one of them running it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went to Chinatown this weekend. I do go and experience other cultures, all right? So the Black Mall, experience other cultures, but most of my money goes to black people, all right? That's out the way. Now,
Mm-hmm.
we took the kids to Chinatown, and there was a French bakery
Mm-hmm.
in Chinatown. And I was just like, the Chinese let some French people come and put a bakery up in here? So we went to go check it out.
Right.
It's owned by them and ran by them.
Yeah.
And it was the best fucking baked goods, like literally ever. So they was like, oh, we want to experience different cultures and stuff too, but we gonna go learn it, and then we're gonna bring it back and still call it a French bakery. It's called like Tout le Jus.
Yeah.
Like dead in the middle of that new kind of like Chinatown Square area.
Yeah.
Right there. Bussin'. Food was delicious, and they was bringing up all of the orders. It's their stuff.
Yeah, it's a destination place. in
That's
the city
what we
of Chicago.
need to do.
Y'all can come here.
Yeah.
Then get the fuck out. Y'all can't spend the night or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to reserve no Airbnb over here. Cassiopeia
Right.
from the south side. No. Okay. That ain't an option. But by all means,
Please
come
spend your
shop
money.
and eat and then bounce,
And get
man.
out. And please get out.
Shop, eat, and bounce. And that's all I'm saying that we need to do, right? Because people love everything that we fucking do.
Absolutely.
Everything about us. We want to dress like y'all. We want to eat y'all food. We want to listen to y'all music. We want to dance and do all the shit. Cool. You got to come do it over here, though, because we're not bringing it out there and y'all not taking our shit no more.
No.
We doing it over here. We got that shit on lock. You want to come? Come on.
Yeah.
Get your ass out.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, that's how we need to move.
Yeah.
But I think that, when you have conversations with some, black thought leaders or whomever, and it's like, we could learn from how the Asian community moves or how the Latino community moves or how the Indian community moves or whatever. And it's like, we black, we we don't need to learn from nobody. Like, okay. I hear you.
Okay.
I understand how brilliant we are. I'm with you on that piece, but clearly we've lost some of our shit, and other people are doing it better than we're doing it right now. You don't see that, and so
go get it back.
Okay.
Go learn it and go get it back and bring it back, and then we can even improve upon it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, yeah. Our egos are too involved.
Emotions.
Our egos are bruised.
Yeah.
And then we be fake prideful.
And we jaded with the process too.
Yeah. So it doesn't allow, there's always growth.
Mm-hmm.
There's always growth. There's always exchange. There's nothing wrong with exchange. My only issue is our people being disempowered. So go get it back right now. But shout out to Brown Sugar Bakery, and then one of my other favorites is Give Me Some Sugar, because I can't mention no Chinese, owned bakery without mentioning some of our black owned.
Ain't She Sweet?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Ain't She Sweet is actually a deli shop.
Yeah, but they got little shit.
They got a little shit, but they not. You don't go for the baked goods.
Nah, that's
you
true.
go for them fried sandwiches.
Them joints be banging. I ain't gonna hold you.
Get the Steve. That's my favorite.
The Steve?
Yes, that's the croissant with the turkey.
You got onions? I can get it without onions. I don't like nothing with onions, G.
How could you not like onions?
I
could. Got some little kid shit you holding on to. Like them like little kid taste buds.
No,
I don't like.
not.
It's a thing. It's a thing that you hear. Like there's certain things.
You sound like
that
to grow up and eat
kids,
onions. You need to grow up and eat onions.
Get them grilled.
Immature little fuck. Eat some onions.
You can't like really good gourmet food without onions being involved. You might not want to actually eat the physical onion, but
no, you ain't gotta cook it into my food. You don't gotta have it in the pot. On the pot.
It's been cooked into so much of your food.
I'm sure, right? And
you just don't know it's there. That's why I say it's little kids.
Mushrooms are also on the no-go list. Mushrooms and onions.
Tomatoes.
No, I love tomatoes. Give me extra tomatoes on everything.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Onions, mushrooms, no dice. No dice. I could do like light onions on like a Maxwell Polish or something. Like just a few. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like
But they don't
Polish.
understand what a few means at Maxwell, so they just...
No, they don't. I don't like Polishes.
Yeah?
They funky tasting to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Not even like a nice Scott Peterson or nothing like that?
I don't even know what that is.
Jesus Christ. We're going to go to break and find somebody else to talk to. This ain't going to work out at all. The fuck kind of shit is that?
Is that somewhere you at Maxwell as well? Scott Peterson? What did you just say? Ain't that the person who killed somebody?
Yeah, that dude. He killed his wife or whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What'd you call it though?
Never mind. We called it never mind. Sure gonna call that never mind.
I love like Italian sausage though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can rock with it.
Yeah, like when I on the days that I eat meat, like I love turkey tips and damn, why can't I think of the name of it? Links.
Yeah, links be fine. I'm always here for a link.
Hot dogs. Cassiopeia is plant-based, vegan Polish sausage. I am vegan-ish. Y'all know.
Right, that's Drew Peterson. Mimi got us straight. That's Drew Peterson. Says Scott Peterson. And I'm like, yep, he get his wife. Like, that's Drew Peterson. Drew Peterson, Scott Peterson.
I love it.
That's hilarious.
Too.
Appreciate
Drew,
you,
y'all. Drew. Stop messing it up. I feel like Scott Peterson is a famous name, though, too.
It's a famous Polish. What's wrong with you, man? Got me co-signing this Scott Peterson, Drew Peterson.
Who is this Polish named after, though? Who is that guy? I'm about to look it up. Don't worry about it. I'll find it.
I'm calling your mama. Calling your mama.
Call her.
I like your mama, too.
Yes.
She cool.
I knew I wasn't crazy. Hold on. He's a convicted murderer as well.
Of course there's a Scott Peterson convicted of murder.
I know.
His name ain't.
It's a whole Wikipedia for it.
It's probably 100 people named Scott Peterson locked up for murder.
You seen this guy. You remember that face.
Nah, I was looking for Drew Peterson.
I know, but I remember.
That's the dude I remember.
I remember this he is an American convicted murderer who is currently incarcerated in San Quentin State Prison. In 2004, he was convicted for the first-degree murder of his pregnant wife, Lacey Peterson.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so no, that is the person. That is the person. And you looked up Scott Peterson?
Yes.
Okay, now look up Drew Peterson.
Drew Peterson is the one from Chicago or Illinois somewhere, right?
I don't
They
remember
even
now.
have Drew Peterson underneath.
Right? It's a link, just in case you missed both of them. Pull that up.
That's Bolingbrook, Illinois. So Drew Peterson is here in convicted murder who was found guilty for the murder of his third wife. She wasn't pregnant, though. Kathleen Savallo or Savio. After a few months after that 2000.
Stay away from them damn Petersons.
He was like an asshole. Like I remember him being on the news and stuff, talking about it and acting like he was looking.
Yeah, he was distraught. Oh, y'all gotta help me find her.
Yeah,
she's under.
I feel like that was around the same time as Blagojevich, wasn't it?
Listen,
like
man.
Blago about to get locked
I can't keep up. I can't keep up with all these white men killing people. Gee, I don't know. It's just
Blago didn't kill nobody.
Sure he did. Sure he did. He killed so many people from Springfield. Okay, he killed more people than these two dudes. Okay, they kill a lot of people from these political offices. Okay, they ain't pulling no triggers, but they are absolutely murdering people.
They definitely.
You know what I'm saying? He's a serial killer. Whatever. Then he come home, this big ass parade, and black folks. I'm so glad they let him out. What?
Oh no, absolutely not.
You guys are killing me right now.
Somebody else quote you, Joshua. Stay away from those Petersons. Listen,
Got
now
to.
we know that if somebody got the last name Peterson,
Run the other way, sis. It's gonna kill you, sis.
please.
For real. you gotta bounce on that. For real.
Now I'm scared of all Petersons. Are there any black Petersons? You know a black Peterson?
Adrian Peterson. But not with the D though. Because they both spell it with the D, right?
No.
No?
No, it's with a T.
Both of them?
I mean, damn.
I think Scott, wait. I feel like one of them spell it with a D. No?
Both of them are Peterson.
Okay. S-E-N or S-O-N?
S-O-N. Both of them S-O-N.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think Adrian Peterson is the only one. Like, I don't think I know none personally. I know Pattersons. I don't know no Petersons, though.
Is Adrian Peterson a basketball person?
Is he a basketball person?
I thought that would be funny to say.
Adrian Peterson is a football person.
He's a football person.
He's a football person. Jesus Christ. Polishes in football. We don't got that.
Actually, I love football. You know, it's way too many football players to keep
up
with all of their names.
Nah, football players are not famous like basketball
I ain't
players.
watching the ticker every day. I ain't on
Yeah,
that.
no, they
I'm
not.
definitely, because I'm forced to catch ESPN a few times a week. But other than that, no. And I'm not paying attention to all of them names. It's way too many.
Yeah, no, football players aren't famous like basketball players for a myriad of reasons. One is 53 of them on every team.
So many.
Two,
their careers aren't as long. 3, they play in full body armor and face coverings. Right.
So you can't even see them. You know what I mean? It's just a number. But that's why you have football players. Like, you meet football players, they're way more likely than basketball players to, like, introduce themselves by their first and last name. And even if you meet him in casual settings, right? Like, he won't be like, "What's up? I'm Adrian." He'd be like, "What's up? I'm Adrian Peterson, running back for the Vikings."
Because he got to distinguish himself.
He'd be like, "What you just said?"
Because he could just be a big dude.
And that's fine. I could not give a shit. Okay?
He wants you to give a shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They seek that. That's also why you see them, like, in the club. Like, go to club, like, where a lot of, like, athletes or famous people tend to be. They are the ones that are trying to spend the most money because people don't know them. And so if Kyrie walk in, everybody knows Kyrie walked in, right? So they're already getting that attention. But if I'm a linebacker for the Washington football
you could
team,
just be security.
Nobody knows. So I'm in here flexing. I got on all 30 of my chains, right? And I'm throwing every dollar I got, even though I don't even make Kyrie's money.
You definitely
I'm flexing though because they'll have, like, they're more likely to have chains with their number on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, the football identity is a struggle for a lot of motherfuckers.
I'm sure. I mean, because they also putting their lives on the line. Ain't no basketball.
Yeah, but that ain't no reason for you to walk around in a casual setting and be like, yo,
they got to get it back, man.
I'm first and last name
wide
receiver for the Jaguars. Like, fam,
these
who the fuck
old
asked
white
you that?
guys are making billions of dollars off of them.
That's their fault.
They're slaves.
That's their fault. It's their fault. They had an opportunity when Colin Kaepernick kneeled, they had an opportunity for all of them to bounce.
Back now.
But they chased the individual pursuit of
NFL
the
was
bag.
like, we're ahead of it. Don't worry. We believe Black Lives Matter.
So now you
We're so sorry.
Now you in the club first and last naming people talking about you a tight end for the Bears.
I actually personally though like football players more than basketball players.
As you should. They're much better people.
Yeah, smarter.
Once upon a time, it's a more complicated game.
Sorry, y'all. I dated a basketball player.
More team oriented.
When young. I would never.
Which one, Tim?
I'm not telling you.
I'm gonna find out. Don't matter.
I try to go there, but he ruined me for like all basketball players.
When he graduated? He graduated with you?
Telling.
I'm gonna find out. I'll find out before the show is over. If I find out on my own, I'm gonna announce it. Okay? So maybe on the next break, you tell me. If I find out on my own, which will take me about 3 minutes, I'm going to announce it.
I'm up for the challenge.
Okay,
I'm trying
cool.
to see.
All right, bet it up.
Cause it wasn't like, cause I had that high school sweetheart that was there all the way through. He just ended up he was an Aki, so he graduated early. So then I had that year.
Okay.
My senior year.
Oh, you graduated alone.
Open relationship.
Right. And you graduated in 98.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he graduated in 97, and he was an Aki on the basketball team.
He actually was, but that's not who I'm talking about. He didn't ruin me from cause he wasn't like one of the Huh?
Come on, I'm piecing this together, okay? Because there aren't many athletes on the basketball team who were Akis, right?
So,
they went there to hoop.
But that's not who I'm
the
talking
Akis
about.
went there to go to Harvard.
He actually went off and went to a really great,
the Akis, all the Akis went there to go to the Ivy League or whatever.
He went to Temple.
The athletes
but
came there.
That's not who I'm referring to that ruined me. It was when we had our open relationship senior year and he was away from school. Yeah, little kids.
Because you was gone. Because he was gone, and so it was just open.
So it was
open for you.
you could date other people while I'm gone, and then
when I
come
to
back
Temple.
home, when I come back home for the summer break,
then we go together. It's exclusive again. What? Dude been beating the box all spring and fall. I come back in the summer and it's my box only. Cut it out. This is community box at this point.
Damn, did you just do that to me?
I'm just playing.
Sheesh.
I mean, you got to give it to everybody in the community, but it ain't just his no more. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? She right here for everybody. Everybody.
There definitely was an issue at prom.
I'm sure there was.
There definitely was an issue.
Did he come back and go to your prom?
Did
Did the guy from Temple come back and go to the prom?
Yes, and gave me
and
hell. Gave me hell the whole night.
And this is when you was dating the Hooper.
Yes.
Who graduated in 98.
I didn't say that.
I did. Okay, cool. I got it. I'm on point.
I didn't tell you.
This is a very narrow pool. This pool ain't that wide.
I could have.
This pool ain't that wide.
I could have dated a Hooper that was coming out of 2000 or 99.
Nah.
Why nah?
Nah. You didn't date a Hooper that was younger than you. You dated a dude who was older than you first. Or he was the same age as you, but he graduated early.
Same age as me. Mm-hmm.
And then the next year you dated a dude who was graduating with you. Y'all went to prom together.
No, I didn't go to prom with the Hooper.
Okay.
I went to prom with my boyfriend, my house.
Oh, but the Hooper was getting all the time though. Even at the prom, y'all were taking pictures and shit.
No, we didn't take pictures.
You over there hugged up.
I told my high school.
Because I got prom stories. I know how this works, fam.
Well, he found out. I told him about it, and then he found out even further about it. And then so he was just kind of looking and making sure that me and whoever else,
the Hooper,
wouldn't be on nothing.
The Hooper who graduated in 98. Okay, cool. He was on the state team? Yep, got it.
I mean, if you a Hooper that was playing varsity, sure.
Okay, cool. What else you got for me? How else you want to unpack this thing?
I ain't got nothing else for you. Let's see you work your magic.
Cordell was with Leslie.
Shout out to my soror Leslie.
For sure. Shout out to Leslie. I can run this whole thing down to you. I'll narrow this down to like two dudes in 1 second. Okay.
Who is Callie?
Who's number 52 on the basketball team?
I don't know.
Who was number 52?
Numbers.
You do know.
I don't remember their numbers. I'm dead serious.
All
All
right,
I
cool.
probably remember is Q. Q maybe was 24.
I'm gonna figure this thing out. And Q was 34.
There you go. See, didn't even remember Q's number.
It's cool. We're gonna figure it out. Ain't even whatever. Ain't no thing. But yeah, prom was dope though. You know, prom was a good time. I went to prom. with you know, just my homegirl. It wasn't that type of thing. We was cool, whatever. But you know, we was just homies. It wasn't that type of thing.
Okay.
And so I'm at prom floating.
Really?
Yeah, I'm at prom cutting up. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I am.
Was you cutting up with people who were in relationships?
I may or may not have went back to the garage during prom with somebody else's date. That may or may not have happened.
To the garage?
That's where we parked at. We was down at the Hyatt. Was y'all at the Hyatt?
Wow, probably.
Yeah, I was down at the Hyatt Regency right there off Wacker or whatever, and we was parked under the, you know, whatever. And yeah, whatever.
I bet whatever.
Whatever.
God is gonna say Cassie is a former basketball wife. No. Hence why I was like, no. It was a very just spring semester type of relationship, and I was just like,
it was lit.
Okay,
lit.
Gee,
that particular spring too.
I can't do. I can't do these basketball players, man.
Up there.
Everybody's favorite couple. They
Up
crazy.
there. I see. I can dig it.
Tiger Lily said, "Damn."
What happened?
Herb Howard. She said, "Harem."
Harem.
Harem. Harem. Herb Howard.
They make up things about me.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, listen. You said you was cutting up, and you took somebody's girl.
I didn't take anybody's girl. People just have misconceptions about things belonging to them that don't.
You like hear on your Trey songs?
Oh no, but you told me about something about Trey Songz that we got to get into.
Yes.
You told me something about Trey Songz that we got to get into in the 5 o'clock hour. Because shout out to Trey Songz, man. I like Trey. I like Trigger Trey, man, for real. But I just, you know, I appreciate the way he moves on some of these topics and subjects.
I bet.
Yeah. So we definitely get into that in the 5 o'clock hour.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, well, not real quick. I just want to make sure that we talk about the settlement from George Floyd.
Okay.
To George Floyd's family, right?
Yeah.
$27 million was the settlement from the city of Minneapolis.
Who are the people that are identified as George Floyd's family?
So in the case, they in the case, they were suing the city. They were suing Derek Chauvin and the other 3 police officers.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if it names who the actual, I don't know, who this money's going to be going to. I'm not sure that it actually did name them specifically. I had the article pulled up. What? Who said something crazy?
Salim, prom night in the garage.
Hey.
Raymond up here trying to be the detective like you. Talk about was he in the dunk contest? I don't know. I don't remember.
That only leaves Lonnie.
He
graduated in 97. We already determined that he graduated in 98, even though you tried to.
I didn't say that he graduated.
Yeah.
He could still,
we're good.
it's the year of 98.
Sure.
That's all.
Okay.
There are other basketball players that are still not a part of the class of 98 that were playing. I think Najee was one of them.
Was it Najee?
I'm not saying that.
It must have been Najee. Cool.
I'm not saying that.
All right, we've arrived at Najee Eccles. Thank you. Investigation over. Cool.
You just gonna say that that's what it is.
It was Jeep. Except Jeep. Okay, no, it was later when Jeep went to Morgan Park. Whatever. Yeah, it was Jeep. Cool. Did Jeep play you the piano? You know Jeep can play the piano?
I think I knew that.
You think? Did he ever serenade you?
No.
Oh, why not?
What you mean?
What was y'all dates like if he wasn't playing the piano?
I am not confirming that it was Najee. You confirm that.
I'm just saying, what kind of stuff did y'all do if he wasn't singing? Because I saw Jeep sing a lot. He liked to sing.
Listen.
He never sang for you, not one time?
Listen. Did I say it was Najee?
I'm asking if he ever sang for you.
No.
Oh, that's surprising. cool. Anyhow,
George Floyd, 27 million. We try to figure out who
I
is.
can't search this article right now. I read it earlier, now I can't freaking find it.
Yeah. Oh wait, so Raymond is saying sister, daughter, and a brother. He believes
Okay.
the family members that are.
I really want.
And so they sued. So they sued the city. They sued the police department, and they sued Chauvin,
right,
however you pronounce
and the
that
other
guy.
3 officers. I really want the article I read earlier. It was so good. But anyway, $27 million, right? And for me, if I'm the family, right? And I wanted to read the article because it came up in the article that said if the family was questioned. People asked the question, well, why not delay the settlement until after the trial?
Right.
And their through their attorney, the representative said that justice doesn't wait, and because the question came to them, is it possible that you guys could have waited until after the trial?
Yeah.
And so their answer to the question of whether or not that was possible for them to do, they were like, well, justice doesn't wait. And for me, that says yes, it was a possibility. Y'all didn't really want to wait, right? Y'all wanted y'all check today. Again,
but is the check justice?
That's what I'm saying, right? You're picking a line here, right?
Yeah.
You're picking a line here.
Yeah,
And again,
right.
I'm not telling you right or wrong, right? And I'm not even telling you that the city don't owe you, right?
Is Crump involved in both the actual criminal case and the civil case, or does he just work on the civil case?
Just the civil case. He don't.
So then who is the criminal word? And I would imagine that these attorneys have talked to each
That's
other.
the state's prosecutor. That's the state's attorney's office, right? The state is the one who's trying any defendant. You know what I mean? The family don't hire somebody to prosecute
Oh, okay.
a murder victim. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So he's just
Okay. I'm on
he's just
track
trying to
now.
go get the check, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing he's there for in the first place. Which he does quite effectively, right? Not shitting on him necessarily. Certainly not shitting on the family.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
There could have
right?
been. I'm
You
sure.
can't, no, after the trial, we'll
Yeah.
address this, right?
And that's usually when it happens anyway.
Right. Because
Like with
two
even
things.
OJ got off, and the family was like, "Oh, we're gonna sue you. We're gonna have a civil suit,"
Yeah.
and they won.
Two things. Because one, once this case is concluded, if he's found guilty,
Yeah, this is
right, I have more leverage in this negotiation now.
Yeah,
Right? He's been found guilty in the court of law that y'all employee killed my family member in cold blood on the street, broad daylight in front of everybody. Now I'm coming back to the table, 50 million. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I have more leverage once this thing actually plays out. That's number one. Number two, I don't want you to think that this was justice. Right? It ain't no justice until this dude is locked up for killing my people. Like, fuck your check.
Yeah.
We'll take it, right? But not until you address the real issue right here, which is the fact that dude murdered my people. And you taking $27 million worth of taxes from working citizens and transferring it over to me don't mean shit.
So,
Unless it does. And then you just take that and you accept what comes from that.
so, I hate to say it, but then at this point now, it makes me think that it's being Crump in cahoots.
I don't know that he's in cahoots, but I know that he understands the system. He understands that anytime you go after these big corporations or cities or departments or whatever, they are more likely to want to settle than to take this thing into court.
No, that's not the case. That's absolutely he knows that that portion of it, but there's the other portion of where I believe he would understand that this settlement coming out beforehand would affect and negatively affect the actual.
But I don't have to be in
criminal.
cahoots though. I just have to not give a fuck. That's not my lane. I don't give a shit.
But
you know what I'm saying?
He's waited before though. So why this time are you pushing it so fast and getting like that's a really fast settlement?
First rule of negotiation: when you get what you want, stop negotiating.
Okay.
And so when they came back with a number that he and the family deemed acceptable, we're not waiting another second. And I don't care how it impacts the criminal case. That ain't what I'm here for. I'm here for the civil case. And so once we hear the number that we want for the civil case, I'm done negotiating, We can sign this settlement today. You can announce it in the middle of the fucking courtroom if you want while they picking jurors. For all I give a guy.
So my thing is though, at that point though, where's the PR in it that says, hey, let's not announce this until later? Because again, I would think as Ben Crump and been doing this now for damn near 20-something years, at least in this particular sector, that you know that this could negatively affect the criminal case.
Gee, you're missing it.
So at least on the PR aspect of it, we can sign the deal, but we're not going to announce it until this other case is over with.
You're missing it.
What am I missing?
I don't give a fuck is what you're missing. That has nothing to do with me, right? Should it? Again, as I was saying earlier, we place this responsibility and these characteristics on people that maybe they don't deserve them, or maybe they don't even desire them, right? So we say he should be, having the best interests of the collective in mind. He like, I'm just representing my client and my own bank account, and I'm up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I got to move on to the next case because they just killed somebody down in Texas.
So then there needs to be other counsel around these families.
Yeah, or
that balances out both sides of those things.
I'm saying that 90% of us would probably take $27 million.
Yeah.
And be damned with how it impacts the criminal trials, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that. But if you have other counsel for like, I ain't trying to stop your money. Get your money. But we can at least PR this situation so that it doesn't come out until later.
Yeah, but you got to understand there's pressure from the other side too, right? So the other side, they have their agenda. Right, and so they understand how this could impact the criminal, how this can impact the criminal trial.
They want Chauvin to
right,
get
so
out.
they want more shit in there. Let's throw more shit in there.
Exactly,
cool.
But that's why that's my whole point is other counsel, strong counsel, also stepping up.
But then they're leveraging this with you too, right? And so they're trying to use whatever leverage they have to say the same thing. Okay, now listen, all right, how many times have we seen cops kill innocent black people? Mm-hmm. How many times have they gotten away with it? Mm-hmm. Once he's found not guilty, we ain't giving you shit because we're going to say he ain't doing wrong. Or maybe we give you pennies on this dollar. And so, again, now you have a decision to make. What is your North Star? If it's money, you sign a settlement, and it's announced right now, and whatever impact it has on the criminal trial, so be it. If it's justice in totality, you like, first of all, the priority here is that the motherfucker who killed my people is justly punished for it. Mm-hmm. Then we can talk about what you owe me on that. But if the motherfucker who did it ain't going to jail, fuck you and your money. But that ain't how we move.
Yeah, that's not, well, yeah.
As a collective. And until we move that way as a collective,
Steve Jinx is doing some divine numbers over here. 27 mil is the 3 people. The check is going to be by 9. The 9 seconds the cop knelt on Floyd's neck. I just blew your mind with that. It's crazy. I think everything is divine.
It's off the chain. We gotta take a break. We come back from break, jump into a few more stories on the other side. In for Toussaint is the one and only Cassie. My name is Herb. This is I Said What I Said. We'll be right back.
WIIFTBPM WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me.
What's up, good people?
Y'all go accept my request on the page. So
Why?
I can do the
Why would we do that?
Why would we do that? I'm trying to do the survey.
Why would we let you in? Why would we let you on the? You talking about the Iswiz Book Club page? No.
Nah, we're gonna let you in, Ron. You need to read. I'm with that. I'm definitely put you on.
Somebody please let Ron in the Iswiz. Is it? I thought it was a public page.
I don't know. I don't run it. I
don't know who run it. You got to talk to Shannon and Robin and.
You say what?
Y'all group private like it's something special or something.
First of all, it is something special.
Ass.
Okay.
There's something special. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And you gonna talk it again. Don't get no punishment again now.
Right. They already came in there like, look at her being nice to Ron today. It wasn't gonna last.
He always messes.
I think Asia came in like, for now, like just for a little while.
Just for a little while.
Just for a little while. Somebody let that man in the page. Somebody let that man in the page, Robin. Please let him in. I said what I said. Herb and Two, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at The Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at The Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
Hey, I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let us see tomorrow. No. 52 wounded, 10 murdered in a weekend. Homicides on women are increasing. 12 blinking at us for no reason. Feel like we going off the deep end. They still ain't found Kierico. Reported missing about a year ago. And she was pregnant with a little one. Her family praying for a miracle. Taxi van Kanika ain't get no justice. Where the energy they have for Jussie Smollett. I done heard every theory, but where the I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago.
Josh Williams was in the building. I don't know if he is, but if you are here, shout out to my big bro Josh, man. Him and my brother been best friend. He also with the Young Dolphins. Hoop there.
Who?
Josh Williams.
Josh Williams.
So I want to say that Josh.
I feel like I know Josh. Hold on.
I almost want to say that Josh transferred in like after his freshman year or something like that. So you might not know. What is that? Is that your? That's.
Oh, is that here?
Yeah, that's your sound coming from somewhere.
There we go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, my bad.
It's all good.
Oh yeah, I was showing you the
yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
You and Cass, you in two spot. You got to blame me for that.
Ron, what the fuck is you doing over there?
All right,
that's tweaking. More like it.
Tweaking per use, tweaking, wilding.
You wasn't feeling the love that you normally get.
There we go.
You know what? You know. Now that you are, newly promoted, manager, and you're running things around here, sir, I just don't feel empowered to question you that way or speak ill of your skills around here. I don't want you to descend upon me with the wrath of God.
Smite
you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So,
hey,
Mr. Manager, sir.
Ryan.
That's how I'm going to interact with you from now on. That's why I text you that today.
That's
Mr.
like
Manager, sir.
He text me this talking about manager, sir.
Yeah. Can you please,
Please give me a little third for Cassie.
I love it.
I just want to be in my place.
I did. I'm about to say, did you get that apology?
Because you was on the call, right? Wasn't you on the staff meeting Thursday?
I was.
Did you hear Ron go off on everybody?
I didn't. I had a bunch of loud kids.
Oh, okay,
and there was
cool.
a point that I had to walk away. I put
that would have been a good point to walk away.
Video on. I mean,
this bro ass was wild.
It was good off. I was just saying, I missed it. Go off on me. Do it again. Go.
Just be on time. That's all I was saying.
Okay. Well, we be early. We get here 30 minutes early every day.
Like she trying to throw
It's not
shots.
all he said. He was spazzing. Huh? Listen, man.
He was spazzing. What did he say? What else he say?
Hey, my mama is hilarious. Like,
is your mom Lori
Josh, are you
Howard?
still in the group? Yeah, but she's asking Josh if he's still in the group. Like, I didn't just act, like I didn't just say his name. So she like, if she types the message, then maybe I don't know what's wrong with her.
It's nothing wrong with your mom.
I ain't raised her right.
But now I'm like,
I'm
embarrassed.
Why?
Because you up here,
Oh, she know Jeep. Josh too.
Listen. Listen, this is even more embarrassing.
Nah, she know Jeeb.
First
She been
of
knowing
all,
Jeeb since Jeeb was probably in like 7th grade. Him and Ron played AAU ball together since they was in like 7th grade. Then they hooped together in high school with
assuming
him.
that it's him, and I ain't trying to get. Listen, that man could be in a.
This is a
relationship.
lifetime ago. I ain't seen her talk to Jeeb in I ain't seen her talk to Jeeb in a long time. He can have his own family with children. You got your own family with children. Nobody's out of pocket here, okay?
Listen, though,
Nobody don't go retroactively going off on your spouse about something that happened in high school. That would be mad petty to Jeeb's wife, to your husband. That would all like whatever. Everybody relax.
But
Jeeb beat the box. Cool.
I never said no. I never said that that's the truth. So I don't even want that. So there, you out here trying to start stuff. I have not confirmed anything.
We were all here for the same conversation, okay? We all heard it.
You heard what? That you
shout out to
my
Najee Beckles.
Definitely shout out to Jeeb. I hope he's doing well.
I'm sure you do.
That's not what I'm saying.
Sure you do.
I'm just saying that it didn't have to be somebody from 98. There was lots of people on that team.
Hey.
That weren't.
Hey, what do I know?
Out of 98.
What do I know?
Josh Williams, though. I don't see a Josh Williams showing up in my
It's cool.
timeline.
I want to say Josh came like his sophomore. For some reason, I think Josh transferred into it young.
It's
like
his
after
brother
his freshman
Oh,
year.
that's Jerome's little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Josh.
Okay, cool.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
I did figure it was him. His brother is like in Saudi Arabia or something like that.
Yeah, Jerome, well-traveled man.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Love the Williams family. Shout out to the whole Williams family, man.
Yes,
Mr. Williams, Miss Williams, Josh, Jerome, Sarah, all dope people.
Nice.
For sure.
Winnie on Dolphins all the time.
Hey, should have been a Dolphin, baby.
Yeah. You trying to talk about your Trey Songz thing yet? Or not yet?
Yeah, I was going to go a little deeper into the Tamir Rice's mom thing, but it's the same conversation, right? She feels a way, and she calls them clout chasers and says that they are the problem, and I understand how she can arrive at that conclusion, right? Y'all are going, like I've been saying all day, that the way they pursue these things are counterproductive to our collective progression, and so in that way, she's absolutely right. She calls them clout chasers, and she uses a lot of other foul language that I don't necessarily wish to use about Tamika Mallory or anybody else. But she cited Tamika Mallory personally, Benjamin Crump, and attorney Lee Merritt as well are all people that Tamir Rice's mom was none too pleased with, I'll say. None too pleased with. She slams Tamika Mallory over Lil Baby's Grammy performance, says Samaria Rice, the mother of Tamir Rice, 12-year-old boy from Cleveland who was shot by the police who mistook his toy gun for a real one, spoke out against Tamika Mallory after she appeared in Lil Baby's Grammy performance for The Bigger Picture. The Bigger Picture is the name of the song. During the performance, Mallory called on Joe Biden to lead the change in the country, but Samaria Rice feels like Mallory is holding back the movement for justice. Rice shared a video of Mallory speaking during the performance and wrote, "Look at this clout chaser. She did lose something in this fight, right? I don't think so. That's the problem. They take us for a joke. That's why we will never have justice because of shit like this." Rice went on to call out civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump and Lee Merritt, along with Mallory, writing, "Tamika and the crew, you BITCHs chasing clout, along with Sonny, Crump, and Lee. Y'all have literally fucked our fight up. I hope not another family soul used y'all to represent them." That's coming from the mother of Tamir Rice.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
She pissed off.
Yeah. So
I want to know, how do y'all feel about, Ben Crump and all of those people? Like, yeah, I want to hear what everybody else is thinking.
yeah, for me, I try to place people in their proper place. That's all I want people to do. Just be aligned, be in your spot. Be in your spot. That's all I've ever wanted from anybody, and I think that he's made his spot clear. I think that if we think that he is he's something else, that's our inability to see the reality of the situation, right?
Yeah.
That's our lack of ability to see the reality of the situation. Toussaint is in the building. Let me pop him into the situation.
Two,
what's good,
What's up,
my
family?
brother?
It's the business.
Hey, Two.
Hold on, Two. I don't have you just yet because the manager has he's somewhere else doing something else. So when I
Big
get
Ron
the
doing
manager to
Big
come
Ron.
back, I'll be able to get your sound in because the boss is somewhere else. So sorry about that, bro. I can see you. I know you're trying to talk, but I can't get the boss to come be a boss. Hey, boss, can I get some sound?
So you gotta turn your phone landscape.
Thank you, manager, sir. I really, really appreciate all of your hard work and dedication around here. Thank you so much for bringing some sound
Well,
in.
they saying they can hear too. I guess
Well, I
we
couldn't
just
hear.
couldn't. Me neither.
Two, what's up, bro?
What up, though? Can you hear me now?
I got you loud and clear. Now, I guess everybody else could, but you know, the boss. You know,
Hey, Two.
What's up, though, Kathy?
How am I doing okay?
You know, I
Two, turn your phone. Turn your phone sideways.
I'm
Yeah,
trying.
it's locked.
This shit ain't working.
Don't worry about
ain't
it.
working, y'all. Yeah, I ain't.
That's just the boss overstepping again. Relax, boss.
He got his screen lock on.
Yeah.
Yeah, something ain't working. You know what I mean?
If you pull down your screen and hit that little circle with the lock on it, it'll change it. Then you can do it.
Too old, y'all.
You know how you pull your screen, hit like the flashlight, hit the other thing. One of those things has a circle with a lock. Whatever. Anyhow.
Yeah, I don't got that on my phone.
All right, cool. Don't worry about it. You good. That ain't it. Don't worry about it, bro. What's going on, man?
Yeah, man. Okay. Ain't nothing, man. I'm chilling, man. Heard y'all. I wasn't listening to most of the conversation, but I heard y'all talking about Samir Rice.
Yeah.
And saying Black Lives Matter. Or was it Tamika Mallory?
Yeah,
Mallory, I think
she was
specifically
going
pointed
directly
out,
at Tamika Mallory.
Mm-hmm. And I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, I think in a lot of ways, you know, activism in our community is seen as a way to obtain celebrity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's really rooted in the true sense of the cause most times. You know, so, you know, but how do we defeat that when aspiration is the only goal in our community a lot of times? You know what I mean? So whatever road I got to take to get there,
right?
Shit, I got a voice, and you know, people listen. This is my route. You know what I mean? This is the road I'm gonna take.
Yeah.
You know, it's an interesting paradigm. You know, just as, I think it was last week. Was it Trayvon's daddy who came out and said Black Lives Matter needs to cut me a check?
Yeah.
Or was it Mike Brown's father? It was one of those boys.
I think Boosie put in the comments it was Mike Brown's father that's suing them.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I think it makes sense. You know,
that's
specifically
real.
when you think about these people making buku amounts of money.
Yeah.
To say we service, you know, off the deaths of those people's children.
Yeah.
And then you start looking at their local chapters, and their local chapters can't even survive when they made $100 million. How is that plausible?
Yeah.
That's not plausible unless you got another agenda or another goal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not plausible. So I support it 100%. You know, it's nowhere in the world, Chicago being the city it is, with Laquan McDonald being who he was, Black Lives Matter eating off that name the way they did. And who's the Black Lives Matter chapter in Chicago?
Right.
Right. Nobody fucking knows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to know or knew of the two sisters that ran it some years ago, but BYP 100 kind of like really kind of took over that shine, and then I haven't even really heard from them in the last couple of years.
But BYP had funding from the University of Chicago. Right. So all of these organizations need funding, right? None of this shit happens in the bottle. You need to be able to keep doing this stuff. And when you don't have any funding to do it, eventually it dissipates. So when Black Lives Matter gets when you find out that they made $100 million, you got to ask yourself, where's that money going?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They got book deals, they got TV shows. Think about that.
Wow.
You know,
well,
these people
Everson can't even get the $10 million that they're supposed to get actually distributed to the community, and people still got to go and qualify to be able to get housing.
Right.
Like Black Lives Matter got $100 million right there. That can solve it right then and there.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I just think, you know, as a leader, and when you start thinking about entrepreneurship and business specifically, you know, Cassie's on the social shit, know about this firsthand. Sometimes you got to eat the cost. That's just what it is. You got to eat the cost so the program keeps going. Yeah. And all we seeing at the top of these conversations is these people are just eating. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you gotta question that. You know, I always make I use the analogy that King died broke, Malcolm died broke. Not that I'm advocating dying broke. You know what I mean? But them people died broke. You got to know that hundreds of millions of dollars passed through the nation when Malcolm was at the helm of it. You got to understand, or at least assume. I don't even want to say hundreds of millions. That'd be off-putting. But a lot more money than the average black person had at the time was funneled through the nation. A lot more money than the average black person had at the time was probably funneled through the SCLC. But the leadership of it died broke because that wasn't their real aim and mission. You know what I mean? So I think, and I'm not saying that's the right way to be either. I said we got to find a balance. So if you made $100 million, some of that should be hitting the communities. You know what I mean?
Most of it is. I mean, shit. How much do you need?
That's what you're making it for.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
No,
Like
that's
if you
real.
take your executive director fee, fine, whatever that is,
Right.
even if that's a meal,
Right.
take that. That should be $89 million.
Right. For real.
That's
No, that's
distributed
real.
to the community.
Yeah.
That's easy. That's
real.
nothing.
That makes the most sense. So, what do you come in on the settlement for George Floyd, his family agreeing to a $27 million settlement from Minneapolis, and that being announced during jury selection of the Derek Chauvin murder trial?
Benjamin Crump.
Yep, he's there. He represented them.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Right? Right? It's what he does.
It makes. Hey, get you some money, man. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it.
I'm not knocking it either.
Poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah, the level of poverty we up against, but what is the?
I'm just clearly identifying it and understanding where it belongs in the conversation.
Yeah, yeah. You know, there is Black Lives Matters up until a point.
Right.
That's the real statement we should be making. You know what I'm saying? How much is our life really worth? Right?
Including to us.
We believe that.
Yeah.
I agree. Even to us.
Right.
You know, Cherie said something. She put something in the comments the other day. It was this movie she said watch on Netflix. And this morning on the plane, I watched the shit on Netflix. And it's called The White Tiger, and it's an Indian movie.
Oh, yeah, I saw the preview.
You seen that?
I
Okay.
haven't watched it, but
So I don't want to create no spoiler alerts, but go on, if y'all get a chance, go watch that on Netflix because I think it speaks to how even we see ourselves.
You said it's called White Tiger? I think
White
somebody
Tiger.
else told me to watch that. I'll watch it tonight. I'll watch tonight and chop it up with y'all. Tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's essentially that same conversation. You know what I mean? What's our value? You know what I mean? How do we view our value?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How will we leverage that, and what can we get at? What's our goals from recognizing our value? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's an interesting paradigm. But I thought this was the 5 o'clock hour. I thought y'all was gonna be on some ratchet shit by the time I called in.
Well, we was, but the conversations kind of kept going. We got ratchet a little early. We found out that Najib Eccles, former hooper at Whitney Young,
today
beat the box that belongs to Cassie.
that is not the truth.
Is that not the truth? Or you
I
saying
don't know how
we didn't confirm that?
I'm saying, look,
You saying we didn't confirm it, or you saying it's not true?
Is
she leaning?
Get you to know who it is.
I know who it is. Hey,
You
Josh.
don't know.
Josh is here.
So he think he know. He trying to
Josh.
figure it out, and so he decided to pull
G beat the Doonies.
Najib out of the hat.
Yeah.
I admitted that I dated a hooper in high school.
During the year of
Whitney Young was
1998.
the pretty boys, man. They
Huh?
said the pretty niggas, so I can see that. I can see pretty
What?
niggas. This is a pretty nigga school.
Don't disrespect me like that, man.
Oh Lord, today
It is a pretty nigga school.
It is not.
And you summing me up?
It is not.
Whitney Young is not a pretty nigga school.
Whitney Young is not a pretty nigga school, fam.
No, actually not really. I would say even Kentwood is more of a pretty nigga school than
Yeah, like we ain't dressed like that. We ain't.
It was about the girls.
They the
at
same
Whitney
The
Young.
girls,
person.
the girls were in pursuit at Whitney Young. I'm telling you, at Whitney Young, all the dudes who was popping, we came to school every day in jogging suits and sweatpants. That's how we came to school. Cause that's just
First off, you probably wasn't in the popping crowd. I'm saying the niggas.
hey, some things just aren't up for debate, my G. Some things just are not up for debate.
Oh shit, Josh is on.
Josh say, "Don't put me in it." I ain't gonna put you in it, bro. But listen, okay.
Kimmy, what did he said something earlier that was a little ignorant that I
All the
gotta go back
pretty ass girls at Whitney Young, but the girls was in pursuit of the dudes at Whitney Young. The girls was competing with each other at Whitney Young. They came to school every day dressed in heels and mini skirts and
That's
jeans
very
and
true.
random Tuesday. That's how they dressed.
That was definitely true.
But the guys who was popping, I mean, we might get dressed once a week, but the other 4 days we We jogging pants, we sweat, we ain't.
That's true.
That's how we move.
That's true. Yeah, definitely. Kim, it says, "Hey, y'all remember when Whitney Young had black students?"
Let them know, Josh. You know what I'm saying? Let them know. First of all, I was plugged in from the day I walked in.
Josh said Herb was Gucci.
I definitely was, because Josh and them were seniors when I first got there. Josh and my brother best friends. And so they were seniors when I first got there. They was already them niggas as soon as I walked in the door. So, and plus I had already known them for like 3 or 4 years before I even got there. So first day I'm hanging with all the seniors. A lot of people in my class don't even like me because of that reason. What you say?
I saw the same way
when
I got to my freshman year, my cousin was Juice Williams.
Oh, okay.
Bussing. It was bussing.
Yeah. So it be like that.
Hey, Herbert.
Oh my God. Butter, what's up, man? I can't stand Butter, bro.
Who the hell is Juice Williams?
Juice Williams played quarterback at CVS, and then he went to play quarterback at U of I.
Won the Rose Bowl. What you mean?
They did not win the Rose Bowl. They got smacked. USC beat the brakes off of them. They did not win. They did not win. I had a lot of partners on that team. My boy BC went to see me. I was on that team. My dog Juan was on that team. They didn't win. They got smacked.
Rose Bowl.
Huh?
Whitney Young don't have black students no more though.
Like 10.
No,
like
not.
10?
I mean, it's not the. It's not. They definitely not the majority.
Yeah, when we was there, it was like a black school by and large. I mean, we had others whatever, but it was by and large a black school when we was there, and
you gonna see in the
not so
hallways.
much. Yeah, you can feel the blackness back then. You know what I mean?
That's when Beasley was funneling them.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of Beasley, a lot of Robert A. Black, a lot of there was a couple schools that they kind of came from.
I think was a part of
I
it.
went to Bryn Mawr though, and I did come from there, but I think it was like 3 people that I knew. Me and my brother was 2 of them. And then my homegirl, Kiana Jones, was 1. And I don't think nobody else that I can recall top of my head.
Leonard.
Yeah, people from my school was going to like South Shore, or at best they was going to like Simeon.
Hyde Park.
Yeah. I'm for real. Like, our neighborhood school was South Shore, so most of the cats went there.
So that's absolutely when Beasley was funneling all the pretty Hyde Park niggas.
The pretty Hyde Park niggas. Are you still trying to prove that it's a pretty boy school?
I just want to make a point. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
He's a hater, bro.
You is light skinned with
First
wavy
of all,
braids.
First of all, I'm dark skinned.
Wavy braids.
Like it's almost
First of
like
all.
you try, like you can easily be deemed stereotypically a pretty nigga. What are you talking about?
Yeah, man.
First of all,
Murray.
I'm dark skinned.
Yeah,
Let's
they
get
came
this
from
together.
Murray too, Josh.
He's trying to show us I'm dark skinned.
I'm just trying to get some clarity.
Two
around
been
here.
fighting the pretty boy moniker his whole life.
I know.
Right? Two get like if he wake up and his braids too crispy, he just ruffles them on purpose. Like, no, my braids ain't gonna be this crispy. Ruffle these shits up some. Like, you know what I'm saying? 2 is not for it.
And then you gonna use Murray to validate it, right? Murray is the most yellow pretty niggas. I understand. It's okay.
I understand.
I'm just saying, you validating the argument. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
man.
Oh my
Look at Whitney
Y'all-
Young's basketball team from the 80s to the mid-90s. There's only like 2 dark-skinned niggas on each of them teams. That's proof. You can't have a basketball team with only 2 dark-skinned niggas in 20 years. It don't make no sense.
He's so stupid.
I'm just
man.
saying.
G was dark skinned.
He was 1 and 2.
Stanley thinks he keep looking at me every time he say Najee. Listen.
All right, let me stop. I'm just being serious.
I'm serious, right? I'm just not coming up off who it was.
You putting a lot of smut on our name right now too. That is not the type of dudes that was coming out of Whitney Young. Not in the era that I knew it. I was most familiar with Whitney Young from '97 to 04.
See,
that is not the caliber of niggas we was producing.
You know, the Sankey family was really big.
Shout out to Marcus Sankey, man, for sure. Now Sankey was a light skinned pretty dude with waves and all
and
that.
then you got Ben Sankey, who was way before him. I
don't even know him.
Like he ended up like going to the NFL.
Yeah.
It was huge. Like that's when our football team was good. So
Right.
back then, when I came in, football was big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we had Russell Maryland in the early '90s and stuff, and moving into that, it fell off for a minute. And then shout out to the homie Nate Harrington and Jason Hutton. They kind of brought football back on the map a little bit. And then I came and we were still competitive throughout that tenure too. But it's always, as long as I've been around, it was always a basketball school, like head and shoulders. But it's like, y'all play football?
But that really
we actually decent.
Till we got there.
Yeah.
Like real shit.
Yeah.
Like it didn't really take hold until like our class came in. And then they got cute.
Shout out to Coach George Stanton and Cyrus and then Coach Lamont Bryant. Yeah, for sure.
Listen, they ran that school.
Yeah,
It was a football. It was a huge football.
Listen, Two went to high school in the middle of Iowa. Okay, so whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Two was acting dark skinned since 5th grade.
Two went to high school in the middle of Iowa somewhere, man. Like, you don't even know.
I secured my fate early. I secured my fate very early in life. I knew what my legacy and my mission was. You understand me?
So we finna have a conversation that I don't know how much you're gonna care for it, but we're gonna have it anyway.
Okay, well, I'll log off and listen.
No, stay on. Clearly, you add the discourse to this. Like, it's been really nice. We've been in agreement.
The pushback king was not here.
That's a whack ass show.
The pushback king was not here.
So I definitely was sitting, like, I was looking at the numbers, like, every time I watch it, y'all always be having 40. I was looking at like 25. I'm like, they're really mad that Two isn't here.
She took it very personal at the top of the show.
I did.
Hey, man, it is what it is, man. Them big shoes to fill, Cassie. What's the conversation y'all about to have?
So Cassie just showed me a video. Cassie, tell us about it, man. We can't show it, but tell us about it.
Y'all, I don't know if y'all heard about Trey Songz. I'm sure most of you guys have.
Shout out to Trigger Trey. That's my man.
He's back out in the social media going viral. Last time, I think it was because his penis was being shown or something.
Hey, Trigger know how to stay relevant.
Right, and then this time, it's real porn status. He's standing above two chicks. They tongue kissing each other, and he's spitting into their mouth.
They're kneeled before him, right at his waist level.
Right, yeah, right.
Okay, and they're tongue kissing across him.
Right.
Okay, and he is like looking down at them.
And he got good porno spit too. Like that's that good stream. Like he do this.
Shout out to Jeep.
That you about to dap me out for something else. You clowning today, bro.
Shout out to that, fam. I'm glad you recognize a good spit when you see it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm grown, okay?
So yeah, that's disgusting. Unless you're gonna do it, you know what I mean?
Unless you're gonna do it.
Right. So listen. So the whole uproar is around COVID, and Tiger Lily just said COVID don't exist in Trey's world. So that's what this is why this is.
Are y'all really upset about the COVID, or y'all just don't like the imagery of what it is? The two girls kneeling in front of him, they kissing over him, he spit down into their mouth. Like, y'all don't know if them people been tested. Them people could have been vaccinated by now. It's a whole video shoot for an international performer. I'm sure people on that set were tested at least.
People are filming whole movies with sex scenes.
Yeah, like people on that set were tested.
Like,
I'm sure.
Stop it. Absolutely.
That's not what y'all upset about.
The whole COVID piece, that part was annoying for me.
Yeah, that's not what they upset about.
But it's just like, and I was just
keep it a bug.
For me, I'm looking for more. I'm like, what do we have?
More spit?
No,
what more are you looking for, Cassie?
It's just
I'm asking.
It's just for it to be such an uproar.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be like a more egregious of a video to be seen?
Yeah.
Like 2 cups, one girl, 2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh no! Hey, do not even mention that on our show, and don't nobody go search it and say you heard about it here. Okay? Jesus Christ!
But so yeah, it was just like, oh, this it.
So that's fairly normal.
Because I missed the penis one with Trey Songz. So I was expecting.
This one was pretty acceptable operating procedure. I'm with it. I'm with it. You have 3 consenting adults, 2 of which happen to be women, and they happen to be having their facial regions near his genital region.
No, And Raymond talking about he getting Kale's nasty. No, he's not.
How is that
nowhere
Kale's
near
nasty?
it?
They're adults. The only thing that's nasty about Kale's is that they're children.
They're adults.
Other than that, I don't really care what you do.
Ain't nobody been peed
if that
on,
girl was grown,
defecated.
I wouldn't even care if she got peed on.
What's the last song Trey Songz had?
That's what I'm saying. That's the point right there. That's the good question. Two said, what's the last song that Trey Songz had? Nobody knows. Trey Songz understands this, and that's why he's staying relevant through sexual innuendo.
I don't know. By spitting in women's mouths, right?
Hey, Boosie said she gonna mess me the penis one. Please do right now, because I missed it.
Boosie, don't be typing that shit in our comments, man.
She can.
Oh yeah, they own it.
She can. I'm here, and she said he can spit other places. I'm good on spitting them out. So I hear that, but
so he can spit on the box.
But
where are those other places?
If you're kissing somebody, you're swapping spit.
Man, listen.
It's kind of different when you spit on them, though. Like,
what's the difference?
It's a difference between sharing or swapping than me making an attempt to actually form a glob of spit in my mouth.
But they haven't.
Like, I wouldn't let no woman spit in my mouth ever for under any purpose. Right? Now, if you let me do it to you, that's different.
I don't believe, bro. Like, if she did it, what you gonna do? How dare you? What you gonna do if she do it?
Oh, me?
We fighting. I also don't. Huh? You said what?
We fighting. We fighting. We fighting.
I also don't think you should do it. Like, I don't think you should surprise somebody with the spit in their mouth.
Gee, you can't spit on somebody.
They not surprised.
Oh no, they understood it. You know what I'm saying?
They're here for it. They're looking up at him.
Yeah, no, they with it.
Here for
That's what I'm saying.
If that's your thing, I'm here to help. You know what I mean?
I'm here to help.
It's okay for
it's okay to be the spitter, but not the spitty.
But you don't want to get the spit in your mouth. Come on, man.
No, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? If that's the energy of the space and that's the vibe I'm on with the partner.
And he not spitting in their face.
Yeah, listen. I've done some things and I've seen some things.
Y'all have all done a bunch of things.
Like,
y'all need to stop playing with me.
Like, I know people who are into water sports, as they call it, and I'll just leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, the question then: if they into that, does that make you have to be into that?
If they into water sports?
On which end?
Yeah.
On which end?
On the receiving end.
What is the water sport?
That's my point exactly. That's my point exactly.
So is this pink?
Yes.
Or is like the guy just
if you want to get peed on,
and the girls peeing on them too?
This is getting deep.
No.
It's too much.
No.
Yeah, this is deep. I know people who are into it.
Boosie said, "Hey girl, it's your birthday."
I know people who are into it for 100% certain. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody want Boosie to send that picture to them now.
Of course, because everybody's an undercover freak. But then when somebody like me or you like, okay, they spit in their mouth, ain't that fucking thing? Oh my God. Meanwhile, y'all in the crib doing backflips and bootlicking and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Handcuffed, tied up.
Yeah.
Putting carrots in different places.
You know what I'm saying? Into all kind of weird stuff that I'm not into, but you know.
Right.
Who am I? You know?
Did that nigga say putting carrots in different places?
In different places, G.
Yeah, I'm about to log off and just listen, okay?
I'm not saying I'm doing it.
It's the carrot that took 2 hours.
Crazy.
It's the carrot. It was the carrot for me.
Now you fake appalled and shit.
Right.
Too. I ain't going.
It's the carrot for me.
Well,
I don't eat vegetables.
That's hilarious.
Listen, man, we appreciate you popping in, man. I know you're handling some business. I hope it's going well. Stay safe, be productive, and we'll see you back in your rightful spot as soon as possible.
Your seat's warm.
Most definitely. I'll holler y'all. Peace.
Take it light, but take it.
I haven't talked about something. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. It went left. That's you and Toussaint. I don't like y'all don't know how to behave around this joint, man. Don Millhouse said, "Did we card for this show? We definitely need to be checking IDs at the door for where y'all going. It ain't even Friday.
Yes, Boosie sent me the picture.
It's not even Friday. And y'all out here talking about y'all's behavior in these streets. Me?
Oh my God.
I'm wholesome.
I cannot wait.
I am.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You seen the video? That's the Trey Songz?
That's Trey Songz, Boosie?
Let me see.
Shh.
Let me see.
That's the spit?
No.
Oh, but it's the same activities going on though.
No.
Wasn't that 2 people?
This is okay.
It went away. I don't see it no more.
More activities. Let me go back. Oh, you can't see it?
No, it had went away. I saw it pop back up, but it had went away.
Yeah, let me put it on big. There you go.
Put it on big. Okay, no, it's just the one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
right,
shout out to Trey Songz. Shout out to that young lady. She seems to be doing a phenomenal job. You know.
That's his hands. He's crazy.
Hey.
Oh, right. That's how they know it's because of the tattoo on his arm.
Hey. Good for Trey Songz. You know what I'm saying? Out here getting topped off. Crazy like.
Oh, he out here wilding. There's all kind of other pictures and stuff rolling up in this video.
Hey, let Trey do his thing, man. Trey understands that he ain't had a hit record in a long time.
He's got a new career coming.
How do I stay relevant?
Yeah, go to Pornhub. He could go independent.
Oh, if he go like OnlyFans, he could charge $50 per subscription, and he'll have 1 million people do it. He had 50 million by the end of the week.
might watch one time. Might
subscribe 1 month.
Subscription like for 1 month.
Yeah, you subscribe for a month, and you get to watch whatever content a person puts up for a month.
Oh, for a month, $50 for a month.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
A lot of people do that.
That's a little more than $10 a week.
Okay, to see Trey Songz, go to work.
Cassie doing her math. She about ready.
She ready. She ready to sign him up. Trey Songz owe me some bread right now, fam. I'm trying to get you $50 million by the weekend.
And I would give four of my girls. Run me your 10 or whatever. $50 ain't nothing. We all just go watch.
Keep
this
it to
real
yourself.
quick. We all go. No, we're gonna have a good time and watch this.
Yeah,
You know?
a good time. Y'all gonna do one of them dress ups? Because I've been seeing a lot of these girls like sleepover nights. I've been seeing all these like girl sleepover nights where the women are getting together and they dressing in their lingerie and to hang out with each other and drink, whatever they're gonna drink. You been seeing that?
Atlanta Housewives probably did that.
Well, probably, but a lot of people do. Once it happens there, everybody just do it. So I see a lot of these things now, pajama parties and all that, and it's 15 women in the room, and they all just dressed up and they kiki and all that.
Teddies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I know you probably don't pay attention to this, but Cynthia Bailey,
No, I like Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay, so did you see that episode?
Yeah, with Bolo.
Yeah.
Why don't Portia just say, "Dude, beat the Doonies" and call it a day?
Because these women got relationships and they
Portia's
shouldn't have been
single.
doing it. But it wasn't just Portia.
Right, but old girl put her own self in it. She ain't have to put us. What's Tanya?
Retarded.
Tanya she ain't all the way there.
She goofy.
Yeah, she ain't. And I like Tanya.
She want the limelight, and then she be like, I went too far.
Yeah, I like Tanya, but she ain't all the way there with it. So she threw herself into that. But like, oh no, I spent the night in Portia's room. Like, okay, so both of y'all was in there with
I need to protect.
Right.
Girl, bye. First of all, you're on Atlanta Housewives.
Right.
So whatever you do is filmed.
Right.
They thought they covered up all them cameras.
They understand. They understand exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
They signed up for it. They with it. They cool with it.
Yeah,
and I'm cool with it.
They're relevant.
Like I just want everybody to just do you. Like just do you. Be you. Be unashamed about who you are and rock with it. Because whatever somebody is shaming you for doing, whether it's in that same realm or some other realm of their life, they doing something even wilder. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, whatever.
What's wild did you do?
Nothing. It's just normal.
Okay. Good answer.
It's standard operating procedure. It's regular activity.
You had that shit loaded.
Yeah. Normal. Nothing is wild. It's normal to me.
Let me find out Herb is a Housewives fan.
Oh, I like Atlanta Housewives. That's the only one I watch. I don't watch none of the other like Love and Hip Hops or nothing. But
Potomac is good.
No.
I wasn't a believer until I watched it.
I'm good.
It's good.
The Real Housewives of Atlanta is the only one I like.
That's your cap.
Because I get to see Candy. Candy. She the one, G. Yeah, she the one.
She's it for you.
It's
Candy for me.
Her whole demeanor is just like, yep, sign me up for that. sign me up for that. She's unapologetic about who she is. She like to have a good time.
That's real. I love Candy.
You know what I'm saying? She's usually the voice of reason in the middle of all that bullshit and cattiness. She's usually the voice of reason.
Yes.
I like her. She can get it.
Yeah. You might be able to.
I don't doubt that. Who you think you're talking to? I don't have any confidence issues. I just haven't been in proximity to it.
This ain't about confidence. Just because you got the confidence don't mean she going.
I didn't say she was going. You just said that you probably could. I said, I believe I could.
So my angle wasn't necessarily about confidence. It was about their openness and their particular marriage that would allow for it.
Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I respect that too.
Yeah.
I respect and salute that. Shout out to Todd. Fuck with them. Like those people. I like those people.
Just kick it.
You know what I'm saying? Kick off your shoes. Relax your feet a little bit around this joint. You know what I'm saying?
Party on down to the escape beat.
Okay. That was your era right there, huh?
And that's who I chose to always, those whose parts I wanted to sing because my voice is deep.
Candy do got that voice, right? That's funny as hell. I wonder how that translates in the bedroom.
Candy's deep voice.
Yeah.
She ain't out, but she hit real high too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She do a lot of high notes.
You ever let out a noise because your voice is deeper like that? You ever let out noises like, damn, that didn't quite hit the way I wanted it to hit. Like,
I've trained my voice since I was 14. So
started early. Me too.
I can't. I'm not giving.
That's not what you meant. That is what you meant.
What?
Yes. Come on, finish. Go.
So what I'm saying, so since the age of 11, me and my mother have had the same voice.
Okay.
So she wasn't married at the time. And so when a guy that she was dating would call and I would answer the phone, he just immediately start going into old people talk.
Right on that.
Yeah. And I'd be like, whoa.
You ain't listen for like 3 seconds.
I was kind of annoyingly like goody as a child. So
that explains a lot.
No, what does that explain?
I'm just playing. Come on.
So I was like, no. This is her daughter. Hold on,
No. He instantly, as soon as you pick up, he like, last night, girl, you was going crazy. Wait a minute.
So like once right before high school. I didn't want to go into high school with this grown voice. Like even my best friend's dad, when I would call over, he'd be like, "What little boy is this on the phone asking for my daughter?" I'm like, Mr. Smith, it's Cassie.
Yeah, your voice ain't deep like that. You don't sound like a dude.
Well,
it's like Tony Braxton deep. Like, it ain't like.
I don't really know. If like there's sometimes Matoya likes to talk about.
They don't close your eyes and think it's a man in this room.
Every once in a while, I will let it like.
So that's what I'm asking you, because you have that character. But I'm saying your normal talking voice isn't that kind of deep. What I'm asking you is,
it's so
in the heat of passion, have you let out a noise? I was like,
no, but it's my voice is so trained that it's not. This is now normal.
Okay.
So, but every once in a while, though, yes, it can get a lot deeper.
What was that noise Eddie Murphy said on Raw? He's like,
Somebody said, "Damn!" Laugh out loud. Y'all crazy.
Y'all went left. Shout out to Magda Desir. Make sure y'all catch her Unloaded and Uncovered with Magda Desir every Friday right here on the network at 9 p.m. What's up, Mags?
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah, indeed.
Boosie said she liked Potomac better than Atlanta. So you gotta watch one episode.
I'm not gonna watch it, but whatever. It is what it is. I think I already feel a way about how much I like Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not finna even risk the opportunity of liking another one. I am being myself. I like Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not finna go search for some more to like.
Though.
No, I do feel a way. Not because somebody else.
But if it was on and you end up liking it, would you watch it?
I'm not gonna watch it.
What if somebody else puts it on?
Then I'll just leave.
Why you gotta leave?
Because I don't want to watch it.
But that is you forcing yourself not to potentially like something or to watch something.
Agreed.
So it's not really you being yourself.
Like somebody will tell me that like Seinfeld is a really good show.
Patriarchy.
If you put Seinfeld on that TV right now, I'm just gonna leave. I don't want to watch it. I just don't want to watch it. It's good. Okay, I believe you. Great. I don't want to watch it.
Why you gotta protest it?
I don't. Just bounce. It's not what I want to do. When Candy and them come back on, let me know. I'll watch Candy and them. The rest of them.
Did you watch this week's episode? It came on Sunday.
What happened?
The nieces got together and hung out, and Drew Sidora went in on a toy.
I don't know. I feel like I might have watched it, but I don't really remember.
And Portia and her ex-husband went on a date, and they finally just decided to.
Okay, maybe I didn't then. If I ain't watch it yesterday, I didn't, because I know I didn't watch it Sunday night. So if I ain't watch it yesterday, then I ain't watched it yet.
Catch up.
Okay, I mean, I like to watch stuff late. You know what I'm saying?
Because I only got one other person that I really talked to about it.
Oh, we're not finna have.
We're not
finna have Real Housewives meetups and talking about it. Girl, did you see? Nah. Have me out here snatching air and shit.
I'm gonna be asking.
Fuck out of here. Not gonna put myself in that kind of situation. I tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. I'll watch the show, right? And then we can have a discussion about it tomorrow. If you confirm who the player was in that game.
I'm good.
All right, cool. I didn't think you want to talk about it that bad. I didn't think you wanted to talk about it that bad. Listen, Cassie, it's been a blast. I don't know how this 5 o'clock hour turned into like relationship hour discussion. Usually I try to keep 2 from going that ratchet so soon, because 2 is the most ratchet amongst us.
I agree.
But y'all took it there anyway. The Trey Songz joint, Shout out to Trey Songz. To Trey Songz. I'm here for it.
Yes.
I am here for his activity.
I'm sure.
And his songs. I'm a big Trey Songz fan. I would like him to put out some more music. Yeah, he got a lot of bangers. I'm here for Trey Songz music, and I'm here for that video. I am with it.
Shout out to Trey Songz. I love
Mimi say, yeah, you can't be snatching air, Herb. You know what I'm saying? They trying to have me out here looking crazy. You feel me? Gonna have me out here. Nope.
I loved it. And yes, Beulah, Cynthia got married.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up. I like her husband, though. Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed like a regular dude. Not really with the shits on all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, I like the dudes who's kind of, okay, yeah, I'm married to her, but I ain't really, like, Todd be chill.
Yeah,
Mike dude be chill.
Yeah.
A couple of them husbands, they like.
I felt as though, what's the name? Portia's husband, or ex, or whatever he was, or ex-fiance, was pretty chill.
Something about dude on.
Now he himself seemed like a shiesty dude, but he didn't seem like he was like after Portia. Like he had his own shit. You know
I like Peter though. When Peter Cynthia ex-husband, I liked Peter.
Peter, I liked him and I didn't like him.
Yeah.
Cause he definitely was on bull. He just seemed like an egomaniac.
Yeah, if you and your wife spend, more than half y'all time in different states, y'all should just work on friendship or something else, because this thing is finna go awry. Like, it just is what it is. If y'all can't figure out a way to spend more than 2 days a week with each other, it's going. So he was setting up his bar one in Carolina, wherever he was at. And it wasn't gonna work.
He had some asshole moments. He wasn't really kind to her, and
it'd be like that.
He was
sometimes.
messing around too.
People shouldn't do.
You can't do both ends.
Nah.
You can't be like fucking around.
I don't think you should do either
be
one.
An asshole.
I think you should just be honest and be like, yo, babe, love you to death, with you. Also, have a connection over here. Would like to explore it. What do you think?
Yeah, be honest, be open.
Yeah, because it's going to blow up in your face anyway. But that's just me.
Or you might end up getting what you want, and it won't be deceitful and be bad.
Exactly. You'd be very surprised the choices that people will make if you give them a choice. You'd be surprised what people would choose if you give them a choice. But, we try to take people's ability to choose away from them and not understand why they're upset.
Yeah.
Give them a damn choice.
Yeah.
Cassie.
Sadiq, catching ears.
Thank you so very much for choosing to come on I Say What I Said and hang out with me today. It's been a blast.
It has. Thank you for allowing me to be here and sit in Tu's spot today. I appreciate all of y'all, too, for, putting up with me today.
Absolute honor and a pleasure, ma'am. The door is always open. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this Tuesday edition of I Said What I Said. Shout out to the good brother, too, for popping in when he could. He will be back as soon as he's able to be back. Until then, we will be rolling. Y'all check out, what's the name of the show? The White Tiger? White Tiger. And I did start I told you I was going to rewatch The Wire. I did start rewatching it from season 1, episode 1. So if y'all want to watch that too, we can chop it up about that tomorrow as well. We got to get up out of here, but y'all make sure y'all get up early tomorrow, 6 a.m. for the Maze Jackson Show. Stick around for the Book of Dawn, and then ascend into Muwakil's world with Salim Muwakil before touching down on the soil with the bigs. We'll be back here for I Said What I Said at 3 p.m. for Ron Rilla. Yes, sir. And for Cassiopeia.
Peace.
My name is Herb. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
WIIFTBPM.
Live it up. You about that life? I'm about that life. You ain't really about that life. If you really about that life, JC, spit a key. Let me test your word. Boss, you the boss? Let me test your word. Jeezy, you talking breezy? Let me test your word. Cam, you the man? Let me test your word. Dre and Snoop, like that chronic, I need something stronger. Molly cute, that's like an aspirin for my daughter. Big time, in the club,
with a case of Ace, and I stiff that whole table. Scarface, another court case. I'm a frequent offender. When Wyclef was hot, I was gone to November. 6 years, hard time. Bobby was fucking up, Whitney could have been mine. We would have been so high and so in love. When Amy Winehouse died, I could have saved her. I could have smoked like half of that. She wouldn't have had to go in cardiac.